позицию. Нужно учитывать это.
Не очень попахивает Дарксиром. Вот
Ну, Дарксиром не попахивает, на самом деле, но...
Просто против Фобоса ополчились. И главное, никто ничего не объясняет. То есть Фобос
Ну,
обосновал свою
ты не
позицию.
хочешь-
Говорит, я считаю, что есть вполне вероятный Дарксир. Я так понимаю, что он имеет в виду то, что будет стяжка
Дарксир,
от
Дизраптора,
да.
Ну, из дизраптора, да, из дизраптора ты берешь, если у тебя
Ну,
тройка не
Дарксиром не
атакует. То есть
попахивает,
какую
на самом
тройку
деле.
можно придумать, которая не
Но-
атакует, кроме Дарксира? Ну, допустим, Питлорд.
Просто против
Нужен ли тут
Фобоса
Питлорд?
они
Нет.
ополчились. И главное, никто ничего
Ты думаешь,
ничего
что
не
они
объясняет.
Ну,
Твои
ты не
лейки.
хочешь-
Или
Я
Бристолбэк,
считаю, что
допустим.
есть
Нужен
вполне
здесь
вероятный
Бристолбэк.
Дарксир. Я
Ну,
так
кстати,
понимаю, что он
Бристолбэк
имеет
здесь
в виду
выглядит
то, что
хуже.
Бристолбэк здесь хороший, но
Бристолбэк здесь
зачем?
реально хороший,
Ради
да.
чего?
Ну, из
Ну,
дизраптора, для того, чтобы просто
Ну,
пойти
это
вот этих трех героев и просто их загнать по
В
разным
загон
углам, по
животное.
разным углам, да.
ДП...
Нет, Питлорд точно.
Хороший на 17-й герой, кстати.
Бристолбэк здесь реально хороший. Вот я бы сейчас брал его. Если вы взяли дизраптора, если вы взяли дизраптора, значит вам не нужна атака на тройку. Значит, ты можешь позволить себе того, что что-то интереснее. Пройти вот этих трех героев и просто...
атаки много не бывает, если еще такое. Но на самом деле сейчас хотелось бы взять Темплар. Вот это именно та игра,
Хороший на 17-й
в
герой,
которой
кстати.
Темплар забивает всех за 2 удара.
Я бы сейчас
Я-
ДСЛ брал, но если вы взяли дизраптора, если вы взяли дизраптора, но если на нее толпой пойдут с этими там иллюзиями, сейвами,
Ты
касками,
выкидываешь ДП с мида, у тебя немного изолятор на... Если еще такое.
Да, вот герой, который не
Сейчас
атакует.
хотелось бы
Омник.
взять Темплар.
Я по нем не подумал, потому что мне кажется, тролль не тот герой, которого он мне желает. Ну, то есть,
Не желаю, точно не желаю.
Да, вот
Ну,
я
как бы это хорошо, но из-за того, что это Омник тройка, скорее всего,
Ты вы...
вот тут очень большая проблема с агрессией, и вот это то, что мне не нравится в Omni-Knight тройке, это то, что он не может агрессировать, он, скорее всего, пассивный, то есть сейф, Heavenly Grace кидает на своих союзников, и агрессировать он никоим образом не
Не, ну
может.
знаешь, если по какой-то счастливой случайности ты омником оказался против какой-то спектры 1 в 1, то ты очень даже можешь агрессировать.
Ну, по счастливой
Где
случайности...
ты видел последний раз, чтобы Спектру оставили в соло-лайн?
у
Но там
RNG
обычно
22
он может выгнать 1 на 2, а потом ее оставляют. Ну ты тут стой, дружище, я пойду. Поэтому.
Окей, постою.
Шторм Спирит в бане от роялов, потому что кэтча у них хорошего не так много.
Ну, CDEC сейчас нужен тимфайт. То есть у них есть кетч, у них есть сильный...
Да, им нужен какой-то такой сильный magic slash physic damage дилер.
И это
Что-то
кто?
вроде СФА, может?
Лина, наверное.
Нам предлагали там
Лина
парку.
против Кентавра не нравится.
Ну, просто я еще думаю, кто ДП сбустит.
Темплар.
Темпларочка, думаешь?
Когда вот Темплар кидает
А Темпларка
действующий
хочет
Творсау
омника?
ДП-7,
Хочет омника в компаньона иметь?
я думаю, она не расстроится.
Ну,
А как вы думаете, вот мистер Аркварден?
Да, не
мне
пикают
нравится,
здесь.
кстати.
А, кстати, СОП или
Мне,
Пика
кстати, нравится.
точно его берут.
Мне нравится.
Да, нормально.
В смысле, ну они себе его заберут. CDEC, я имею в виду. Ну, если каким-то чудом CDEC не заберут и не забанят, то я думаю, что Royal Never Give Up просто префайром
У
возьмут
CDC же,
Арквардена.
короче, 2 игры на арке, обе проиграны.
Ну,
Пора
значит...
разбавлять статистику.
А,
Образование Медуза. Ну, то есть
Оу.
некое подобие.
Ну так, что у нас есть? У нас есть Omni-Knight, который слабый на линии и очень сильно леет потенциал у Медузы. Что хочется взять RNG?
Еще учти, что почти весь урон CDEC — это физика.
Это физика и, ну да, и пюры атомника.
Вот.
То есть им
Физика-
нужен
физика это
либо
плохо.
сейчас они давят, либо берут супер early game. И, кстати, вы не поверите, но я знаю, кого возьмут Royal Never Give Up. Это будет Сларк. Сларк Ассасин. Потому
Он
что-
здесь хорош, да.
Абсолютно идентичная игра, один в один, хорошо против Омниках, против Медузы, против Тролля. Это не так хорошо, но ты просто жмешь ульт, ты пуржишь топоры и наслаждаешься жизнью.
На самом деле, Егор, есть подозрение, что если ты на Сларке придешь с Шадоу Демоном к Омнику Рубику, не будет все так сладко, как кажется.
А если видишь доктора Сларк?
Знаешь, если понаркоманить, вот эта игра
Ну,
для
тоже
разора.
неплохо.
тоже.
Не.
Который придет, с плеткой побьет одного, потом придет плеткой в тролля вцепится, потом с ДП с легкой линии, у которой там будет супер линия, потому что Омник против этого стоять не может. Они просто пойдут кулаком на 15-20 минуте. И будет реально сильно. Потому что у врага 2 героя наносят физу, маги славы, у одного героя ты физу, урон забрал. И разор и ДП как раз контактно, как раз то, что тебе нужно.
Ты хочешь либо...
Это немного звучит all-иново, но
Да,
мне
это
кажется,
это слишком
но
мало.
к 20 минуте это, по-моему, стабильная
Не, у
линия.
Лынова звучит антимаг. Вот это у Лынова.
Я не думаю, что антимаг будет. Антимаг неприятно играть против
Антимагу тут
Тролля.
тяжело, тут
И
Рубик или Зраптор.
Омники
я
очень...
рофлю.
Ну это...
Ага.
Снайпер.
И это значит Кэрри, Death Prophet и Снайпер
Ну,
против Медузы.
Ну, почти. Моя идея, только взяли героя, который еще лейтгейм должен выиграть.
и
снайпер
тут
здесь
ты не
хорош.
хочешь брать Арзора, потому что ты боишься, ты будешь на таймере. У тебя 22 пик, и ты хочешь выиграть игру 100%.
Да.
Значит, ты хочешь взять героя, который секьюрит тебе лейтгейм.
Да, и ты врага садишь на таймер, получается. Умно.
Ну, он уже сидит.
Да.
Ну,
Он
не
не
знаю,
я
у
не
него
думаю, что
вообще
он станет в этой
Медуза
игре.
как бы там нормально в лейте вроде
А
выглядит.
снайпер ее перестреливает.
Снайпер, как бы,
Перестреливает.
если он не будет только... Снайпер проиграет Медузе только если не будет качать ТКМ. И в миле пойдет с дробовиком стрелять.
Да, мы же обсуждали билд
Да,
снайпера
да,
с дробовиком.
Ну, в любом случае, вам надо сказать, кто здесь победит. Понятно.
RNG?
что
Я тоже за
RNG.
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 А я понадеюсь на седеков.
Почему?
Просто ребята импонируют.
Хорошо.
Просто душой надо поболеть иногда.
Давайте посмотрим, болеет ли душой наш чатик. 75-25 за RNG. Напомню, что счет 1-1, и третью карту для вас комментировать будет все еще Light of Heaven вместе с адекватом.
Так,
Надеюсь,
спасибо,
будет интересно.
Спасибо нашей студии аналитики. И CDEC, друзья, проиграли первую карту в своем плей-оффе. Не знаю, насколько серьезный этот удар по молодой команде, но проиграли карту вчистую, полностью. С другой стороны, в гранд-финале, наверное, быть иначе и не могло. Но вот вновь Медуза, они верят в этого персонажа. Тролль, снова Лейт, с Omni Knight'ом. Законтрили ли снайпером этот пик? Ребята
Ну,
из
снайпер
RNG?
хорошо зашел. Ну, я все же надеюсь, что CDEC сейчас просто будет хорошо играть, потому что в прошлой игре RNG, имея такое дикое преимущество, просто возится. И все это очень долго, все это очень медленно. И я считаю, что, в принципе, CDEC, даже имея легкое приседание по пику, потому что у них есть определенные проблемы против снайпера, ну, они смотрятся все равно ярче. Смотрелись, по крайней мере, вот, до второй карты.
Да, это плюс. Ну, во второй карте тоже, на самом деле, неплохо смотрелись, но вот аутдрафт зарешал. Не знаю, мне вот кажется, что этой команде Медуза — это вот немножко не тот персонаж. Немного не тот герой, это все равно медленно, это все равно фарм какой-то, все равно игра немножечко не в то, что нам демонстрировали седеки на протяжении плей-оффа и групповой стадии. Ну, вот верят в этого персонажа, очень хотят победить с Медузой. Кто мы такие, чтобы им запрещать, правильно? А если выиграют, значит, еще раз убедятся в том, что пик у них был неплох, может быть, исполнили просто плохо в карте под номером 2.
Ну, вообще не так много персонажей, которые хорошо режут Медузу. Если так призадуматься, это Д, это Сларк, это Снайпер. Вот три очень опасных героя. И Снайпера у нас долгое время не брали, Сларк у нас тоже брали не так часто, как сейчас, вот, допустим, стал появляться регулярно в пиках. И по итогу, наконец-то, начали люди подкантривать Медузу неприятными персонажами.
Да, но и нет такого пика закрывающего для Медузы, да, чтобы последним героем зашел, когда нет тех героев, которые ты перечислил, ни снайпера, ни ОД, там, ни Сларк. Просто берут и дают возможность Royal Never Give Up законтрить. И они контрят драфтами.
For thousands of years, they had ruled the world from the shadows, installing governments as they saw fit, and toppling them when they deemed it necessary.
It seems to be their answer, and so far, it's
And
doing a
the
lot of damage. And the casket.
Oh, that actually wasn't bad.
Wow.
I thought that was going to be like one-sided for RNG getting wrecked, but the cast
Yeah, but
That was a
the
disgusting
Troll Warlord
cast.
took a lot of damage.
does 70 or 150 magic damage with one cast hitting
Yeah.
Troll twice, so it's pretty good.
And the Witch Doctor right clicks, not
Yep.
to be underestimated.
The 60.
The 60.
Oh, and he gets 4 Ironwood branches, that's why. He's just ready to fight, basically. Tons of mana.
Setsu, he's 2 for 2 on headshot procs on hits on XM. Hit him again? Alright, no. Not
Man,
quite.
Sniper with this cosmetic looks real weird.
It really
Actually, yeah.
does.
He's got a little laser beam.
He's like shooting rainbows.
Everyone's got the cosmetic. This TI is going to be a
Laser show.
cluster
Yeah, it is.
of particle effect. We still have one more immortal as well. Imagine if it's for meta heroes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I
Oh,
don't
it
have
will be.
macular degeneration yet, I will by the end of TI.
Wow. I'm going to Google that for you guys, chat, so that you understand what Nahas just said.
Hook me up.
Oh, come on.
James dragged the wave. All right, they're
Yep.
going to deny this one. How does
Huh.
Monet choose to play this? He's tanking it outside of tower range, letting the next wave arrive. He wants to reset the wave position back to where it was.
Troll getting cask bounce, dude.
Okay. I can tell you what macular degeneration is.
What is it?
It's an eye disease that causes vision loss.
Yeah, we knew
It's
that.
when leaky blood vessels growing under the retina.
Oh.
I have no idea how or why you would know what that is, but I guess that's why I don't have a PhD.
It's probably just an eye condition. I mean, I've heard of it before.
My
I just didn't know.
grandfather has it, and there's a family history and there's a family history of it in my wife's family.
I see.
Gotcha.
When do you start to get shrapnel here? You think?
Snipers usually go like 0-2-2. Sometimes they'll go 0-2-2 for laning, and then they'll get shrapnel.
Okay.
So this is not unlike what I've seen before from some snipers. It seems a little bit weird at first because you think like, oh, shrapnel is the best way to get a lot of farm in the lane, but they just prefer headshots sometimes, especially against like razors. Sometimes people will play around with sniper against razor for headshot reasons.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of the pro sniper games I've seen recently, they'll actually use shrapnel primarily to farm the neutral camps off the lane.
Yeah.
They'll rarely use it on lane creeps anymore.
I think the problem with shrapnel is, one, you're pushing it under the tower for the enemy hero to CS, and they're also a good player, so they're going to get most of those. And then two, you're pushing yourself way up in the lane, right, if you're pushing the wave. Oh, ooh, Alfred just managed to get there before James was able to come snipe him. It's pretty nice. Alright. Oh, Lanham's invis. If they stack up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's max stacks on this centaur.
Not quite.
Surprised he didn't run at him with the centaur.
I guess he doesn't have boots yet.
Well,
so.
who's running at who?
Well, they don't cast anymore,
Might just
so.
be dead. One more touch. All right, that's going to be first blood, but it does seem like maybe the Troll Warlord in some trouble. Just wants to do a little bit more damage to Lanham, and that last auto attack is not going to be enough. Troll Warlord does survive. It's only 1 point in Maledict. Doesn't scale nearly as well.
I feel like there was a miscommunication there because Lanham wouldn't have used his stun if he didn't think Flyby wasn't going to go in, and his invis ran out. So maybe it was that Flyby thought he had a couple more seconds, look for an opportunity, and just miscommunication there. But that's big because that's the only reason Centaur died. They went on him because they knew Cask would be on cooldown, and they wouldn't be able to stop them from killing Cent.
I wonder what item build Troll Warlord's going to go for this game. I almost feel like he might, just on the edge for that stomp. Flyby with the damage.
Blind's really helpful here. Never mind.
I don't think the ship's getting out of here. Nope. That is they still had ticks left. All right. XM taking some damage at mid. Setsu, how's this lane going? 17 and 13 against the 12 and 2 of the Medusa. They are going on Monet up at top. Got left behind by his support, and 1-2-3 just bops him with the hammer. He's actually farming quite nicely on this Omni Knight.
Shadow Demon went mid, put a ward down. No back top. Wow, he is actually doing really well.
Yeah, 20 and 7. I guess he's got help from the Rubik. They can't really trade. Afu might get 2 points up in the poison by level 3, just so they have a little bit more damage potential here, but I don't really see them killing. Bounty Rune battle gonna get started out. Somewhat difficult to contest, but Disruptor still wants to try for it. Is it gonna bounce out of the camp back to him? No, okay, it's stuck there. But still, it's just getting run at. It gets hit by the double edge. There is a shrine. Wait, is he okay? All right. Shrine just to make sure.
I think he would have died without it. It would have been close.
Yeah, difficult to say, I suppose.
Sniper's 6 and Medusa's 4. Almost 5.
Yeah,
but
Sniper is destroying.
27-20.
Yeah.
20 denies. That's headshot, man.
Level 6 versus level 4. He's about to get level 5.
I mean, what have we been talking about TA the last couple of tournaments? The deny mechanics. They took away TAs, but
Sniper's projectile's just real fast.
Yep.
Sniper the new TA.
No,
I'm not so sure.
That was a confident one.
I will say though, Sniper is my sneaky pick for like top meta hero in TI specifically, and the nerfs to heroes lane mechanics is a buff to Sniper.
There's some damage.
Yeah, that's
Lanham comes around the corner. We've seen RNG. They're really good at these ganks. Maledict down along with the Assassinate. XM, they even had Shadow Poison stacks in reserve. 1-2-3 TP's in, but
he could have saved him too. 3 points in Purification would have been huge. They'll punish Lanham. Unless
he just TP's away.
Like the boss he is.
Man, this is about as good as I've seen Witch Doctor look in
a while.
Couple of years.
It's closer early game. CDEC were pulling off to a little bit of a lead initially, but pulling it back after those bouncer runes. RNG definitely much stronger at contesting around that point.
Yeah. And Omni forced out a lane before level 6 is just huge. He was getting the better of it up there against DP for a while, but
yeah, Monet catches back.
It wasn't
really
forced.
nice.
Forced out of lane's a little strong.
Well,
I tried to save his.
He
carry,
rotated out of lane. Fine.
All right, he gets XP for. All right, just missed the 1 creep worth of CS, but.
I just wanted to bring it up because it feels so much worse when you're like, okay, I'm going to go save my core, and then it doesn't work. So it's like I was winning the lane, and now I left, and now I'm farther behind, so when I get back top again.
Now, forced out of lane, we usually mean the matchup was unfavorable.
Land him from the trees. Yep. Here comes the combo. Do they even need the retaliate damage, that double edge? It's got wand charges. Should really pop that. Yeah, it's value to pop it earlier in the Maledict.
Like, Maledict is actually just force players to have to do some weird stuff so far. Like, the carry pressure it puts on is insane. It takes them out of the lane for like 10 seconds. And then they just, that's like at least 2 last hits every time. And Witch Doctor hasn't even really been buying that many mana regen items.
They want flyby. Troll Warlord does not have enough mana to use his ultimate. He gets Maledicted again and just has to run away.
Didn't even throw Cask to save mana. Like, he just salved, and now he's back down to 350 health again. There's no shrine either for 2 minutes, so now Disruptor basically has to stay here in case they go and troll. But in the meantime, everybody spreads out, gets more efficiency.
And Lanham walks forward on the Troll Warlord, and Troll just has to back up. That's crazy to me. So.
Yeah.
But that's.
So you're gonna walk all the way back to base.
3 points in Maledict.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
That doesn't happen lately.
Wow. That's grim.
Stroke. I shouldn't have said that. That was terrible. That would've been good.
Kyle was right. You really do. We rub off on you, Purge.
How dare you take credit for this?
But okay, so as much as the Witch Doctor's looking good, I feel like the Disruptor is. They thought, okay, and I think you were right, Kevin, that like the Disruptor traded pretty well against the Witch Doctor in the first couple of levels, but now we're getting to the point where it's hardly the case. Disruptor just getting run down. Disruptor and Omni playing from behind is not going to be a whole lot of fun. Up atop, they are going for Monet, but he's got a lot of drains out and some wand charges. Can they actually kill him off here? Afu just going to disrupt the biggest damage dealer, but Troll Warlord coming out of there pretty quickly.
Another TP
Monet, can they keep him alive? CDC, they have to finish this, but they don't do it. He actually survives, and now 1, 2, 3 trapped in the trees. Assassinate keeping the vision on him. They're just going to keep pump faking it. Lanham just blocks him in. Does take a lot of damage in return, though. Paralyzing cast bouncing around a little bit. James comes in, finishes off Afu with the Fade Bolt. And RNG, Setsu happy to stand here and attack. Eve actually just wants to go for this. 1, 2, 3 looped back around through the trees, and actually Disruptor also coming in. All right, Setsu. There were too many heroes here from CDEC. RNG could not sustain that kind of pressure.
You cannot let a troll get on top of you if you're a sniper. That was really, really unfortunate.
Do you think he thought Eve TP'd out, or I'm sorry, the Omni TP'd out?
I don't think Omni made that big of a difference there.
The troll had the opportunity to run at him.
The sniper was just mispositioned?
Yeah, he hit him with the range axes. It was level 4 too. It's 40% slow for 4 seconds, and then once he gets on top and blinds, it's all over.
Sniper's not that fast either, especially when you go for Treads build.
It's got those little legs.
Wow. That's a value bet on CDEC. I am taking that.
Yeah, he's just going for a Maelstrom. Nice farming item for the sniper. Does, in theory, need to be the one to carry the game for them.
Makes sense too, because accuracy against Troll. Troll going a different build. He's going Diffusal, so that's his dive item basically.
They've got another Stampede that they want to use. Disruptor, what can he actually get off? Static Storm, Kinetic Field, but just hangs out in there defensively. Can they get a little bit more XM? They were looking for the stomp, but James gets the lift. And they disengage. They have popped the Exorcism, so probably going to try and stick around here and get some damage onto the Tier 1 tower. There is a glyph available for the Radiant. Battle Trance coming back off cooldown soon. Land him with the Death Ward. It bounces all the way back onto the Troll. James has stolen it. Monet, is this going to be enough damage on him? He runs away. Omni Knight caught up on the high ground, but the Purification turns things around a little bit, though. Death Prophet's still fighting, and that is going to be a 3 for nothing. RNG taking this early game lead, and once again applying a lot of pressure with it.
Wow, game of inches, and this time CDEC, the team that's a little bit too slow to
Lanham
back
still
off.
wants this. Wait, and they've got the Deuce illusions.
That's too much.
He's dead.
Jeez.
Afu from the high
Still a little
ground.
bit careless. 3 kills now. Man.
All right, James Rubik has not looked like James Tiny
It
or
has
James Lena, that's for sure.
He's had some nice Rubik games earlier in the qualifiers, but the disruptor kill there is unavoidable, but he's able to get the static storm off on top of himself. I kind of thought CDC was going to cede the mid tower and just back off as a team, but they kind of hang around on the edge of that fight and get severely punished.
RNG are not giving him easy Rubik games either.
No.
Like, again, we have these two supports where a lot of your steals just kind of suck. Sniper is, like, Shrapnel's great, sure, but you can actually just activate take aim now, and it feels so bad as Rubik to steal take aim.
That double attack range for 1 attack.
Yeah, it's amazing. Centaur, like we talked about, is okay. Oh no, the Troll Warlord. Disruptor trying to be the defensive option. They do get the glimpse backwards. Is this actually going to be enough, though? The Death Ward, Lanham knows that he only needs a little bit more damage, and Monet is also here. They've caught out the Disruptor now. Omni Knight and Disruptor look so bad when you're on the back foot, and RNG are just running at him.
CDC are just falling apart. I mean, this is the kind of Dota we have not seen from them.
If they lose this one, they got to get XM off the Medusa. This is...
Yeah. That's. I was just thinking about that. They just keep going after a troll, and they just maledict him, and then they throw spells, and then he has to leave, and it's a pain in the butt. And I'm like, oh, they're not going on Deuce though. That's because Deuce doesn't really matter that much. Like Deuce is not going to win this game.
I don't know. I think this is so far to me less about draft than it is about just mental mistakes. These are the kinds of 2 straight engagements. These are the kinds of mental mistakes that CDC just has not been making in these qualifiers.
Yeah, they're giving away a lot of bonus kills, that's for sure. James comes down here, wants to set something up, but what can they actually do? Can they get a glimpse, perhaps? They are looking for it. They want him, but Monet is thinking about the turnaround. They glimpse back the Centaur. It's a stop. He does have a Vanguard. They are fighting near their shrine. This is a decent place, but Eve just taking so much damage, doesn't even press the battle trance. Now James getting run at. Going to be another 2 kills. RNG just here with the numbers. They knew exactly what was going to happen. They had plenty of time to get into position. And they're just taking every fight 4v5 because Medusa is just not a hero just yet. Okay.
No, and she's still going Manta first.
These are not the most action-packed team fights, I gotta say. That was the one thing about the super long games. We had some of these crazy team fights. All 3 games so far, it just feels like one team is ahead, they're more disciplined, they're finding the better rotations, and they're winning.
Yeah, I guess in the first couple of games I felt like more of the mistakes were forced, where the last 3 minutes or so CDC has just been a little bit looser than we've seen from them so far.
It's really, it's very stubborn from CDEC to run this draft back the way that they had. It would have, if they win this game, then it's a really big statement for the rest of the series, but 1, 2, 3. All right, there's the Purge out onto him. They do get the Static Storm Connect Field onto a couple. GA getting popped, surviving for a little bit longer. Shadow Poison plus the Maledict. 1, 2, 3 is gone, and now they're looking for more. Disruptor, Assassinate for him. He does have a smoke.
What are you doing there?
Here, there's too close.
The bounty runes.
They were hungry. Did they get it? Did they even get it? No.
He also ate a Maledict and a Spirit Vessel again, as Lanham has finished that already. Very, very good item to have against Omni Knight. It did reduce the disruption duration.
Yikes! Is that 5K at 15 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Sniper's got his Maelstrom coming.
That's grim.
It's Q and BKB. Still can die to troll, but as long as he keeps his distance, he'll be really good.
Yeah, the only item timing that it looks like CDC have coming up is this Diffusal Blade for the Troll Warlord. It's a nice fighting item. Does a lot of damage.
Yeah, but by itself, it's not going to do anything. You're really counting on you're really counting on James here to make some plays with a Blink Dagger or something of that nature to get the team on top of these, ranged heroes from RNG and not be forced to go on the incredibly beefy Centaur.
1, 2, 3 is buying a pipe, but it doesn't even feel like. It's not a feel-good pipe game.
No,
for sure.
Not.
Like, You know, there's some shrapnel and stuff. There is some magical damage that you're going to be blocking for sure, and I would say that RNG are predominantly magical damage. But
it looks like they need something to do with Maledict, if nothing else.
You know what's actually kind of happening in this game is that Witch Doctor is functioning as a better version of AA. Maledict is essentially Ice Blast.
Super cool.
Because like once you put it on Troll, he doesn't even want to put his ulti down because he knows that like he's just going to get out damaged. Like he's not going to be able to out heal it probably. So but the difference is that he has it by the time he's level 2.
Yep. Comes back on the Shadow Demon. They are coming in to try and help him out. Perhaps no. They pop the Stampede, but it does nothing.
So in some ways, I just feel like Royals. It looks like they're just going to get 2 free wins here because they found the A substitute kind of.
I mean, I will say, Witch Doctor has had more impact in these 2 games already than I've seen AA have in just about any 2 games in these qualifiers.
Yeah. He's got solo kill potential. He can defend himself.
Why did CDEC like give up on strong lanes and rotations though? What happened between the first game and the first pick Rubik?
First pick Rubik. You traditionally were saving James's hero, and now that Spirit Breaker is banned every game, and they're first picking Rubik.
Lanham getting gone on, but his team is here to back him up.
Oh,
1, 2, 3 in the front lines jump in.
Oh my god.
Rubik.
That was the first Maledict proc.
Wow, this game's over.
That was the first proc. Did you see that?
No, how much damage was it?
It was like he got Maledicted, and then he got Soul Catchered, and then the first pop of Maledict, he died. He went from like full to half and just dead.
Oh man,
that was.
I mean, yeah. So it says
I'm glad you saw that
530
too, Kevin,
damage.
I was kind of questioning
like
what I saw
combo
in that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Death Prophet's also very good against Omni. She's literally just damage basically between Spirit Siphon and Crypt Storm and her ulti. She doesn't care about status resistance. Like it feels like they just completely dissected CDC's draft this game.
Yeah, I mean, other than the obviously GA is pretty good against ghosts, but
she still does lots of other magic damage, so
True.
It's not that big of a deal.
Nope. Hello. Goodbye. Don't glimpse him. The double catcher, Guardian Angel coming in, but Flyby just jukes to the opposite direction, and
disjointed here.
RNG are out of there. James, okay, he stole Stampede.
There's
That's
the Maledict
nice.
on Troll. He's getting ultied now.
Oh.
Is he going to have to ulti?
Death Ward and a set. Yeah, he has the Battle Trance.
Okay.
All right, they got heals for him.
He's going to live.
But, I mean, he just popped his ulti to survive getting Maledicted.
Hey, don't forget that Assassinate.
And the Assassinate, yeah.
The level 2 Assassinate, Caustian Sniper, and
grand
massive
total
amount
of
mana.
225 mana that he's already gotten back.
He's missing 60 mana right now,
from
dude.
Arcane Boots.
That's a big deal.
All right.
And he's almost got the Aether Lens, too. He's only 200 away now.
Yep. He's farming with Paralyzing Cask.
Yeah. It's a good
It's pretty
controller.
good, actually. Yeah. The medium camps, especially. All right.
Bounty's coming.
Yep. Well, how many times have we seen this bounty battle? There's no exorcism, though. So CDEC may be feeling a little bit more confident because of that. They do have their Medusa getting some items going. XM, again, going for the Dragonlance this game.
This is the second game in a row they picked Medusa.
Yep. Yes.
That's so strange. That's so odd.
No, we've been talking about that. It's XM dominates so hard on the Razor in game 1, and then you put him on this very, very passive hero.
Yeah, the draft order is just like completely, well, not completely different, but they're not giving XM the like take this hero and go, and then also they're like Eve is being forced into adapting into a more like fighting build. He's going BKB next. Not a feel good item on Troll, but he needs it, and RNG just gonna come in here, march behind their sniper. Flyby looking for the jump. Do they see him? They do. Backs up into the fog now. They scan the high ground. They're looking for the big wraparound, but Afu positioned, ready with the disruption just in case they need it, but it's the big wraparound. They're going to go for the backline first, but he actually breaks the smoke and scouts it. Afu's on point. Exorcism getting popped. They're going to go for Monet first. Disruptor's already dead. Sniper's in a pretty good position. Setsu, double kill so far. They just can't get on top of him. RNG kiting this fight backwards perfectly. Troll Warlord wasting his ulti on some illusions. They do get the Static Storm kinetic field after the buyback, but Dusa is just taking way too much damage. They will manage to bring down the Death Prophet. Lanham tanking a little bit, but Sniper is the king of this fight. Ultra kill for him. Can we get him one more?
Dude,
RNG.
Afu owned that fight so hard. Like he got ran up by 2, and he soul captured both of the guys that ran in, and then Sniper just like triple shot the Rubik.
Well, he started the fight by just sniffing out the rotation
That
by
too.
CDEC. That was what set the tone. Oh my.
They scanned him, right?
Yeah.
They scanned them on the high ground, and then they didn't see anyone coming down here. So he put 2 and 2 together and realized that they were going to wrap all the way around.
Yeah, it'll be it's cool to watch as well. This is something that I feel like people underestimate when it comes to TI quals, but it's these experienced players that you can trust, right?
Yeah.
Afu, Monet,
That's
these
true.
guys understand big stages and playing when it counts, and they're on point. And this is the first region where I feel like this has kind of come true. To an extent, I think the Mineski versus Genesbus series was similar.
That's definitely an
because
example of
that was
stability
like
versus
Mineski could have lost game 4. They wouldn't be going to TI. They could have been 3-1 the other direction. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in EU, where Chaos has a ton of experience, and TI winner, TI runner-up, Final Tribe in the finals. Never really been on that sort of stage, but the VT faded.
Ares played at some TIs. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, that's what I mean. I'm looking forward to seeing.
It should be really good, and I think that point is very well made. These players that you can trust them to read and react in these high pressure situations.
I mean, also Lanham. I feel like I
Yep.
did him a disservice. Should have mentioned that.
I mean, he got owned in the first game. It was like 1-4-1 or whatever.
They were really outdrafted. To be
Yeah,
fair.
they got pretty outdrafted that game. But I don't know.
But we called the series the battle of the 4 positions, and so far I do think that's borne out.
He's trying to get a solo kill on this Medusa.
Oh.
Never mind. He has friends. But yeah.
Oh, the soul
Yeah, the soul catcher is
soul catcher. So much damage.
Get out!
Oh man. That's why they max.
Any hero that you're like, oh yeah, this is a tanky hero. Wait,
Get out of my game.
This is not a tanky hero.
This Shatter Demon hero is just gross.
Cool guy. All right. Well, now they're gonna take the Roshan. They've got the Mjolnir up on the Sniper. His damage is increasing and increasing. Monet is also gonna be going for a BKB. They got the Stampede to just walk right into the base. CDC, can they hold their high ground? Again, this is the same question with this Medusa. Map control is fantastic for RNG. CDC have a couple awards here and there, but again, they have these 2 heroes that just feel so bad on the back foot, the Omni Knight and the Disruptor. And now we have Aegis on Mr. Sniper. I think if he gets run at again, he just pops BKB, puts the static charge on himself, and just stands there. I don't
Oh,
even,
absolutely.
or, like, I don't think he has to run away.
Even Troll's not the scariest anymore, especially if he gets hit by a Spirit Vessel. Because then even if he ulties, there's just a little bit limited amount of time before he's killable again.
Yep, and they've been saving the Stampede to disengage when that happens.
James.
Oh, Dire Scan.
Dire Scan.
This is the most
Oh,
fragile I've seen in Omni.
James.
They saw him.
Did they see him? Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah.
All right, they know what's up. See, James. No way out. Oh, they do lose Afu over on the other side. That's
For bounties, yeah.
it's a Static Storm kinetic field getting deployed on him. Yeah, everybody just wants bounty runes. But CDC, where's the? So I guess they have the BKB on the troll. I'm just trying to figure out what the bright spot is while they try and defend this high ground. Deuce is probably not going to have Scotty just yet. Almost has level 20. Sniper going to be going back for a pike. Nice to have against the troll for sure. Setsu comes in here, says hello to Eve. Eve going to pop the BKB and just TP out, but that does not feel great, using your 10-second BKB like that. And everyone always goes the Assassinate cast time, right? It just gives you more time to auto-attack.
You could argue that it's okay this game because of the troll ulti, I would say.
The knockback.
Yeah. You like against gap closer heroes, there might be some cases where it's worth it, but Hurricane Pike is easier, and you can assassinate cast time to follow up on Maledict a lot easier too. It's definitely the better talent.
Yeah, as the game goes on too, I think you have so much in Sniper's DPS continuing to ramp up, and that assassinate talent just helps you get that many more clicks in.
Net worth lead is still pretty close given the kill discrepancy, but hard to argue that this is not feeling like RNG's game. They've already got the Crimson Guard up on the Centaur. He's going to be going for a Heaven's Halberd again, so amazing against both the Troll Warlord and the Dusa. Troll just wants to get this tier 1 tower down over at bottom. Looks like he should be able to, but RNG already sieging the high ground. The Snake has completely oomed the Death Prophet, though. That's not great, but she's already got Exorcism running. They force that down. Are they going to look for a little bit more? They are trying for it. Need to be careful about overstaying their welcome. Flyby actually jumps in, gets the stomp on top of the Medusa. Retaliate with Stolen Guardian Angel getting popped. Can they focus down this Centaur? Eve's locked on top of him. Defensive disruption, but his blink is already on cooldown. Flyby, last couple of hits, down he goes. Exorcism running low now. RNG, are they actually going to pick this as their spot to fight? Setsu's the main source of damage. He turns around and just starts auto-attacking into XM. The Stone Gaze not doing anything. Death Ward also going to get popped out. Ooh, Lanham did not cover it properly. That is going to get stolen away by the Rubik. But given that they only lost their Centaur, that was not bad.
This sniper hero, man, I'm telling you, get used to it. You're going to see a lot of this late picked at TI. It's one of those.
Beginning to suspect you are right.
It's just it's similar to Slark in that you, in games you have solid matchups, or more importantly, there's no like hero that answers you. You're almost a broken hero concept, and
it's a hero that exploits a lack of mobility or reach on the enemy team in the same way a hero like Storm exploits a lack of disable. Right? If you can't get through the fight to Sniper, he just destroys your entire team.
Exactly.
We're seeing him here mostly because he's sick against Medusa, though, right? That and they have no catch. I don't know how much.
It's really good against Troll Omni too.
Oh yeah.
Because mixed damage versus Omni is just quite nice, and the supports are also very weak against him.
They're gonna stampede forward, stomp. Maledict's caught him. Doesn't have the Stone Gaze. Tries to Manta, retreat up onto the high ground. Disruptor's trying to save him, but he's ready completely at this point. Looks like he should end up being okay. I believe that is the stolen Death Ward getting put back the other way, but it's actually not a whole lot of damage. And RNG, they now find James outside of the base. They've got the auto attacks on him. The Centaur Illusion getting in here. Assassinate, godlike for Setsu.
They can't even approach him now. Look where he's attacking his barracks from.
He doesn't have the Aegis anymore, but Exorcism gets popped. Buyback from the Rubik. All right. XM back to full mana, but for how long? Troll's trying to come in from the side, but Setsu puts an end to that approach.
CDEC is so good at covering these angles of approach in these fights.
Yep. Monet.
Range basher.
All right. Defensive disruption. Does have the BKB to try and run this one out. Troll trying to lock him down. Gets the bash. Setsu laying in with the damage, but needs to be careful about letting the Troll approach him. Death Prophet still surviving with the Siphon. Now they come in with the stun. Setsu's up on the high ground. He's just auto-attacking down. Shrapnel raining everywhere, but they do have the Scotty slow onto him. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, catching a little bit more. Centaur's going to go down. They also get the glimpse back onto Afu and take him out, but still could not get the Sniper. A little bit of a turnaround, but CDEC do lose their lane of racks.
It's pretty good defense considering how far behind they are. Death Prophet's are alive due to BKB. And yeah, Sniper's still untouched, so he's going MKB next. Doesn't have to worry about Troll at all. No butterfly problems, just all magic damage.
Yeah, I think you're perfectly okay with that. If you're RNG,
yep.
You get the racks you came for, you give away 2 heroes that aren't your big farming cores, you get the Troll on the other side, and Eve just has no angle into these fights. And you've seen him several times just try and come in from the side, try and come in from the bottom, and they just know where he is at all times.
Yeah, he wants blink. I think that's the best he can do to try and get in here, but even that is going to take a little bit to farm. He's only got 550 gold to his name, pretty much.
Yeah, and to your point, you blink in. Sniper's at the point, though, where I think you said it a few minutes ago, he can just turn on Mjolnir and stand there.
Yeah, or they can just stampede him away.
Yep.
Like, it's not a guarantee that even if you do manage to land the blink.
That's kind of
He does so much damage. RNG just immediately smoke, draw the line across the map. They don't even have any vision in this area, but they know that CDEC are 100% going to be playing their tri-camp at this moment. Exorcism's coming back up in 10 seconds' time. And they are heading over, seeing if the smoke breaks. Flyby, ready to rock and roll. What's he going to find? They see the Deuce Illusions. He's got the Invis. He jumps in. They find the Omni Knight first. There is a Static Storm Kinetic Field coming out, but Sniper just shreds the Disruptor. Omni Knight now coming forward. Eve, he's popped everything. The Sniper is okay. He's found his position in the back lines of this fight. Flyby instead will be the target. They're trying to fight with their Shrine. Deuce tanking through a little bit. Flyby is actually going to survive one more hit to kill the Troll Warlord. He's down. Double kill for the Sniper. Death Prophet using up the Medusa. She doesn't have any mana left, and soon she's not going to have any life as the Exorcism puts her in the ground. 1, 2, 3. Also caught Alpha with the Disruption ready to go, letting his team get into position. Can they actually get this kill as well? Who am I kidding? They've got the
Setsu,
Sniper.
have mercy.
Seriously, man. Him and Monet have played near flawlessly this game, but Setsu deserves a lot of credit.
Guys,
What's the score?
They don't have a creep wave. The backdoor protection's not disabled.
Oh, no.
But they're just waiting for top wave. It won't take too long.
Did you guys see Lanham stand still there? He like canceled his ultimate accidentally, and he just stood there for another 7 seconds, and they still crushed the fight.
He's just giving him the stare.
Yeah. Maybe he did on purpose, I don't know. But he stood there uncomfortably long time.
All right.
BKB to be safe. You can't lose godlike, guys.
Force the Sniper.
Oh.
They get the lift
Not
back.
Lanham.
They're just going to ditch him, though.
It's got Glimmer in one, but yeah. No, that was some good disable. Oh, he had the Centaur Stomp.
More vision. Hello. Can they see off? Now they got him. Okay.
I heard the TP complete. Wow, that Centaur Stomp lasts so long on Rubik.
I mean, it doesn't matter if the TP completed, right? So long as they cast the glimpse.
I know, but I heard it. Okay.
Arcane Supremacy.
Yeah, good ability.
It's like almost a 5-second stun or something, right? It's probably a 5-second, actually.
Oh. Glimpse coming back. Rubik in some danger, getting auto attack. Guardian Angel pop to try and keep him alive. Troll Warlord wailing on the Centaur, but yeah, there's the Halberd. Setsu up on the high ground, auto attacking out. Flyby is going to get Glimmered. They do pop the Stone Gaze, but Setsu's just able to stay out of range. Flyby will be the next one to fall. Eve popped his BKB. Can they get the Medusa out of here, though? Lanham's looking to keep this fight going for a little bit longer. They get the silence, slowing him down. Eve into the backline. He does have the Battle Trance available, but he's just locking onto the Witch Doctor. I don't think that's the kill that he wants. Setsu pops the BKB. He's willing to fight this one out. Monet also with the BKB. Eve, can they keep him alive? He's maledicted, and he's dead beyond godlike. For Setsu, he finally gets lifted, though. They are actually going to finish him off. He buys back into this game. Deuce is dead with no buyback. He used it a little bit earlier, and RNG now sensed their opportunity to close this game out. Monet wants this kill on the Disruptor. His Tranquil Boots will unbreak, and he will trot away.
Oh, 1,044 gold on that Omni Knight, but it's a bitter victory as he gets to enjoy it while he's dead.
Yep. And RNG just goes straight rush.
Kyle, he got the 90 damage talent.
Nice.
On the Omni Knight.
Yep.
All right.
Still losing, though.
I don't know if the talent is to blame.
No.
No.
Well, perhaps it is.
I think that guy right there with the gun.
Huh?
You just got peeped.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
the blade.
gun. Yeah, the blade.
Where is my gun, by the way? My
Wait, Church has a
AK-47.
I think we confiscated
From day
it.
one, yeah, I think it got confiscated.
Oh my gosh.
No guns on a space station. That's the rule.
This is an American
It's not very
space
advertiser
station.
friendly.
This is an American space station. There are definitely guns.
It's advertiser friendly in the U.S.
Okay.
No worries.
Yep, jump in, stomp on the troll. Still has BKB, still has Battle Trance. The Static Storm Kinetic Field is pretty nice, but here comes the Demonic Purge. They only have 2 heroes left. Battle Trance gets popped. Flyby happy to tank it. Maledict plus the Heaven's Halberd. There's the GG. And RNG from 1 game down, come back, take the 2-0 so far. Can they get the full sweep? They might just be going to TI.
I'll be honest, CDC look a bit broken, and I'm not
They
gonna try and psychoanalyze their GG right there, but they took too long. Because the thing is, that game was over with the 3 dead, but you know, there's just no talking. So Troll, you know, still alive. They just kind of throw their bodies, and they're like, well, I guess we're all dead. Might as well leave. But they just lost to the same opener twice in a row.
They tried to run it back, and yeah, they lost to like the exact same thing.
When's the last time you saw a hard carry have the stats of 0, 8, and 11? That wasn't a pub game. That's like unheard of to have a KDA like that. And that just shows you how good Royal was at just shutting him down completely. 0-8 and 11. It's mind-blowing. That's like you go play a pub and you haven't played carry in a while or something.
I think it's so stubborn to just be like, oh yeah, have the same opening, but then also have the Witch Doctor again. Like maybe
to let them have Witch Doctor, is that what you're saying?
Well, just to lose to the exact same lane, right? I guess you tell yourself like, oh, Troll's a stronger laner. It's not going to happen this time around. They test that theory and.
But then you go back to the Medusa later in the draft too.
Yeah, what is this Dusa about? That's my other big issue here for CDEC.
Yeah,
like,
it's fine. You try to make the adjustment with the Troll. First phase is a little unusual, but that's okay. But then you really do run the same mid lane core back out there that clearly didn't suit your playstyle.
How much Dusa have they played before this point in this?
I'll look for that.
In this qualifier. I really want to know because it's.
I think that it does need to be mentioned that I believe Eve and James are the two newcomers here to this scene.
Okay.
And as well as James has played, what?
You were reading Reddit. Someone wrote this whole nice comment about the history of CDEC, and you're totally stealing his information.
Someone
Kyle,
sent
that's called doing research. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! What?
Was that where this is from?
I think it got like peeled off. Yeah.
Shout out to I will find his name, but there was a guy that wrote up a big
That was a really nice
preview
write-up
of the Chinese qualifiers, like the history of the teams, what their rosters have done, how they've performed throughout the year. It was really insightful. Thank you for that. It was a nice change from what's usually on Reddit.
Okay, so how many times did so they picked Medusa they picked it once in opens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Medusa games.
Yeah, and then they picked it. So they did use. All right. So I guess the other piece of context that we do need to point out here is that they did pick a very similar draft. They picked like the Troll Medusa against RNG, and that was in the semifinal match that they went for.
But I don't think the Dusa was really what. Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to go to a break?
Sure.
Let's go to a break. See you guys in a
do it.
bit for the next game of the finals.
Homecoming is a safe space to reflect on your service and talk about where you see yourselves in the years to come. Does anyone have any questions I can answer?
For that.
welcome back, everybody, to what could be our final game of the China qualifiers here for TI9.
Wow.
CDEC, after an amazing upper bracket run, 2-0, 2-0, they were looking dominant. They're now 1 game down. Royal 2-1. Very close to punching their ticket to TI.
Which is kind of crazy considering they 2-0'd Royal initially when they got into the bracket play.
In convincing fashion, too, wasn't it? It was not even close.
Yeah. It's just they've fallen apart in these last 2 games. And this playoff phase, by the way, in general, has just flown by.
It's been full of surprises.
The group phase was a lot of long games, a lot of uncertainty on the part of some of the teams. The playoffs have been a couple long games, but in large part, teams have come in with a very clear idea of what they want to do.
There are plenty of 2-0s in the playoffs as well, which is a little bit surprising. Kyle, I think we need to talk about this a little bit more because I think it's really showing up here that veteran status, the ability to perform under pressure. Do you think that CDEC, can they bring this back?
Why do you think I wore this shirt today, guys? This right here, this is what wins. You might be a bit used, but as long as you keep yourself sharp. Huh? What?
Wait for did we do the odds yet? Oh no, that's after.
Yeah, that's after the draft, brother.
Dang it.
I like how Kevin just wasn't paying attention. The moment I pointed to my shirt, he just tuned out.
I read it, and then I was like,
I don't believe you.
Yeah. He spoils my jokes, spoils my shirt. What's next? Huh? What's next?
Spoil your food.
So
you already ate the last donut.
That's not true. We actually ate the donut that you refused to eat is actually what happened.
I didn't refuse to eat it. I just saw a different donut that I wanted more.
And so you left the first donut in the box with like
2 bite
big
marks.
old bites out of
it. 2 different bite marks, yeah. That was really messed up.
So,
anyways,
so they're gonna let them have Rubik if they want it, right? Like
sure.
There's no way that RNG like take your Rubik, whatever, dude.
I actually think you banned the Shadow Demon.
Who was what was the selection? Can you check real fast? Because RNG is second pick this time, and I think that's on purpose.
What is the
or
selection
sorry,
in this
wait,
game?
no, never mind. CDC's first pick.
It's been the same. It's the same every game. CDEC
there
first
we
pick.
go.
Radiant.
I had
a feeling
the deny pick.
Okay. So now Royal can take Shadow Demon.
True.
Yep.
And they will.
But Centaur's excellent against Shadow Demon. Is the thing
Is
because you stampede through the perch, so it's no longer able to function as this easy kill mechanic.
I suppose.
Yeah. I can see it going both ways. I think the Soul Catcher is good at killing Centaur.
Oh, for sure.
And the Disruption can waste your Stampede duration
I
as
guess
well, though.
What I'm saying is the Shadow Demon plus Centaur was really, really good.
It was really good, yeah.
The Witch Doctor plus Centaur that looked just it was the trio.
Did they just Witch Doctor Shadow Demon here? Is this their combo?
You gotta be kidding.
Witch Doctor is their A. I'm pretty sure. So I think
A is banned. They banned A themselves.
No, I know, but
it is their
A,
and I think that's a great point. I think it's a better A.
What I think CDC needs to do is they need to pick a carry that doesn't care as much about Maledict, and I think Morphling is the perfect hero for that. If you can get it.
I mean, they can take it if they want it.
Because Troll has heals, but it's not like a stupid amount. But if you just like morph a little bit of HP, even if it's like 600 HP, Maledict does no damage to you basically. So I think if they get a solution there somehow, or maybe like I don't know if Lifestealer is viable in any way, but something that like doesn't have to worry about Maledict as much. Ideally.
If this is Shadow Demon Lifestealer under Shadow Demon sounds tough. Okay.
Oh, they're back to their tide.
The
the confidence has returned.
Maybe they're worried about getting like an offlaner that covers their bases good enough.
Yeah.
There's the Morphling.
Okay.
All right.
Good call. And they ban so they got to cover this Morphling a bit now, right? They got to do some. What else do you guys like against the Morphling? Odie's banned.
Yeah, I mean, generally heroes that can force it. You want to.
They might Lina. I think that's okay.
Yeah, you need burst damage basically.
For sure.
You need a way to prevent more from just running around all game on full agi. Because if he does that, he just farms way too efficiently.
So much, yeah.
And he gets free tower damage. That's the other thing.
Do Royal ban Grimstroke, or do they just try and take it themselves? What's happening with Grimstroke here? Grimstroke Morphling, very good. Grimstroke Centaur, also very good. Both teams have incentives to take it, and they still respect the James Rubik enough to ban it in the second phase.
Yep.
There's a tide, I guess. It makes it even scarier.
Yep. You got to protect that.
I'd be really worried about Morphling if I'm playing Witch Doctor now. It's not just that like he can survive through your Maldic, but he can also jump on you and kill you really easy.
Yeah, if I'm CDC, I'm a bit worried about Slark as well. I think that's the last ban.
Yep, makes sense.
I gotta tell you though, that is by the way 19, 3, and 28 that Lanham is on his last 2 games of Witch Doctor. That's
yikes.
It's all right.
I mean, what?
He was in great condition.
Oh, right, the shirt.
So you know what? You know what I want to see?
I'm like out of.
Sorry, buddy. You know what I want to see in Phase 2 from CDC? I want to see Grimstroke Shadow Shaman.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
That's
Why
my
do you
support
want to
duel.
see that? Please.
I think
elaborate.
Royal might take the Grimstroke away here.
Yeah, double cask, baby.
Value? Oh, Lion.
Okay.
Now, this is like a nice, especially
Okay.
position 4. This is a good theoretical counter to the Morphling.
Oh yeah,
Instant
burst damage.
instant disables and burst damage.
And lots of disables.
I really like it with Tide too, because you already have team fight now, but you want to have that low cooldown disable, and then
Yeah.
you cover it with the Ravage behind.
Both of their supports hit pretty hard as well.
There's the Grim.
Like Lion's also got good base damage.
This is the you don't want to morph mid, but it's a really nice jug game for CDEC.
I do think they want to get the Morphling away from these. Like, the dual lane from RNG is going to be really scary, whichever way it goes. I think it might be Lion Tide as the dual lane. I don't think, like,
No, they'll put him they'll put it off lane again.
Lion Tide sounds less scary than Witch Doctor.
But what if the Morphling is safe lane, doesn't he want to be against the Witch Doctor instead of the
It's
Lion?
probably fine for the first couple levels minimum, because his morph
'Cause
levels
the
are
attribute
not
shit's not very good. Yeah, okay.
And you outrange him too, as Witch Doctor versus Morphling.
True.
Lion is slower too. I think he has worse base damage. It's more clunky.
Ooh,
I
the
don't know.
Slark. Called it. Do you like
Okay.
it this early?
I think it's getting banned last, so
Yeah. Okay.
it's either now
Yeah.
or never. It's really good with Lion. You've got decent lanes, and it's a counter to morph, like a pretty hard counter to morph as well. So I don't necessarily like it here, but I feel like the way RNG's been drafting, they're kind of limited in their options right now. So you might as well like pick what you know is good and make the other team beat you, right?
Yeah.
Because so far they haven't been able to answer your draft, and you picked 2 of the same heroes again now.
And if you were thinking about Shadow Shaman, the Slark pick does make you think a little bit twice, because that's
Yeah.
super annoying. Precasting Dark Pack, you walk up to shackle him, and but they'll
No,
do it
they're still gonna
anyway.
go for
That's the combo that I wanted. It's super strong support combo at Epicenter.
Dude, just honestly, just the damage from double lightning is insane.
From Dark what?
Double lightning.
Double ether,
shock, yeah.
You know, gives you. I mean, double ether, double morph combo, double disables in all these fights, and it does. You just need to pressure Slark in lane. Like, that's to me why I really wanted to see this combo, is because there are just so many super scary laning combinations that can be built around these few supports.
Man, both teams have picked up strong supports. They're like, these are some of the strongest laning supports, I think, in the whole
and
game.
if you're CDEC right now, I think you have to approach this draft as, I have to do whatever I need to do to get my lanes better.
And if this were a different team like J-Storm, I think they'd last pick Timbersaw. I feel like if
I'm super down.
If I'm CDEC, I just want something that answers the Slark. Because once again, you have this scenario where nothing can disable him that's not removable by Pact. And I'd love to have the ability to just kill this guy.
Yeah.
Threaten him, to have something that can go toe-to-toe.
What's up with the Pugna ban? Is that just about like the Grimstroke Pugna?
Yeah.
They're looking at OD. Last pick.
It's banned.
Oh, it's already banned. Okay.
Yeah, it's already banned there by CDEC. I don't know. For some reason, I feel as though CDEC are just going to... They're going to, like, take Lina, and then if RNG have something up their sleeve, then... Is Broodmother answered yet? Is Broodmother, like, responded to by CDEC, or do they have to ban
Not at
it?
all.
You should probably... you have Centaur, so you can deal with it at least. But if I'm CDEC, I just go for a Leshrac here.
Yeah.
Something simple.
I was actually thinking that when you were talking about Timbersaw, is that Leshrac does some of the same things and gives you a lot better building threat, and that's something that you're lacking in.
Yeah.
Well, you got Chad Shaman.
They have the pick as well, so they ban into pick, and then RNG have the last pick of the whole draft, the 22 pick. So,
but I think the Lena would make me worry about TA.
Okay, they ban the Brood and they pick
The
Razor.
Razor.
They believe in this hero
XM
for
Razor.
XM.
All right.
I mean, it's pretty good
So
against
what's left that beats Razor and Lane? Or at least
It's a
deals
pretty
with it?
decent co-op game.
Yeah, that's
But I don't know if that's a Setsu hero.
good
What?
boy.
What? It's
That
they
was
picked
what-
Razor.
no, I know. That's
Is
what
Quap
that
good?
was like the answer.
I don't want to play Quap in this many disables. That seems terrifying. That's like good for the lane. That Quap to me would feel like the puck pick that they went for in the very first game, where it's like, yeah, it's okay for the lane,
Ooh,
but then
you
what?
could you could Kunkka too. Not
Kunkka
the
in
greatest laning phase.
I feel like Kunkka gets destroyed by Razor.
I think they're just gonna like Lena or okay,
Yeah,
Queen
they
of Pain.
Quap. Yep.
Damn. Nailed that one.
Would you expect
Set
anything
you up,
else?
Well,
dude.
thanks, Kyle.
No problem.
How many of these picks did we predict, though, as a group? That was a lot.
That was a lot,
It was
actually.
like 70% or something.
The question
we
is,
didn't
can
didn't call the
predict winner?
Lion, the Grimstroke Shaman, the
Kyle got the
Morphling.
Slark. You got the Morphling.
you
I get the
Morphling.
Grim Shaman. Yeah, okay. I'm happy.
Who's gonna win though? Because this is a tough one to read.
I think CDEC. I know the last two games have looked really ugly, but I think they've gone back to the drafts that they've been playing all tournament. I don't know what those last two
And
drafts.
I'm really sad because I agree with Nahas. And yeah, I think that we're gonna get a game 5.
All right, yeah, I'm afraid, but I'm afraid to like panel curse, but I think I like CDC.
Yeah, my final words on this game before I let y'all cast is that RNG need to slay and find advantageous fights. Their Slark and Quap need to snowball because they don't have the ability to kill towers. If you're CDC, it's just get your cores ahead, play around your morph, do a 4-1, and abuse the Rasta to take tier 1s.
Show me the odds.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
Something tells me this Value Town.
That's pretty
You guys
value.
going to bet your retirement on CDC right now?
I haven't saved any money for retirement.
My
Alan,
wife
you
would
definitely have.
destroy me if I did that.
Yeah.
but that's pretty value
She
town.
cut you in half with your own katana.
And more than half. Little Nahaz chunks.
Take many swipes to get the anger.
You don't piss off my wife, man.
But then by the time you're dead, she checks the stats. She's like, oh, he was right. Oh, thanks. Whoops.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kyle. It seems like we are thinking that CDC, they're back to form a little bit here. Can they take us all the way to a game 5? That is the question. We've got this late Queen of Pain pickup for Setsu. He is gold tier on Quap.
Were you about to say Quap of Pain because that
Quap
actually
of
would be
Pain.
cool.
ATM machine.
Pin number.
Yep. All of these are great. We don't get to see this hero very much. It's it feels like one of those win lane lose game a lot. You've got this amazing early game, and then mid game is kind of wonky, and then 25 you're good again.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you just die on this hero between 15 and 25 minutes, and it just feels like your game's over.
Yeah,
that's kind of the problem. She's such a good hero until that point, but she dies in one fight, and that's what you were saying at the very end of the draft. That's why playing her into this many disables feels so dicey.
The other thing is that RNG, how do they take buildings? How do they take objectives? Like that.
Yeah, that was.
There's Centaur and Mass Serpent Wards on one team. The other team's got what? Slark hitting buildings.
Yeah, Slark getting a bunch of Essential stats.
I think a lot of what we've been seeing in these games is teams taking the laning stage advantage, but then getting a lopsided tower advantage. And even if RNG's lanes go all right, I don't see how they do that here. Oh my God! Look at Lanham. This is the most value build you'll ever see.
Yeah.
He's got 4 branches and 9 tangos.
Cool. Yeah, he's not playing Witch Doctor this game. Afu playing it as a 5.
Yeah.
Could really change how their lineup functions.
James hiding in the tree.
Why do you suppose they did that?
I think it's what Purge is saying, that the Witch Doctor isn't so scary against the Morphling.
Okay.
I think the Lion is much scarier, and I like the Lion with Farm here instead. Lion needs to get a fast blink for them to do stuff.
Yep.
He's a lot of their initiation this game. Like, they need Lion to have blink so that he can run around with Quap. Oh, alright, James takes a little bit of damage, but I mean, giving as good as he's getting. Mid lane, already the blink skilled up. So, not going to be... Zero damage static link. He blinked away and broke it instantly.
He got 3.
Did he?
Actually, yes.
Ah.
Big difference.
3 whole points. Thank you for the clarification.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Evens it up.
Oh. Alright, they skilled Gush level 1. Morphling does have his waveform already. Nice stun from Lanham.
That was crazy. That
was...
Alright.
He has just looked so good in this series.
Yeah. The man still got it. Well, we'll see what James can do here on the Shadow Shaman. He's been so on point with the rotations around the map on his position 4 heroes, except for the last 2 Ribbit games. So we'll see. Oh, Morphling getting gone on. Not quite dead. They want the Gush waveform away just to make sure that last little bit of damage can't finish him off. Setsu probably going to go... actually, I don't know. How many points in Dagger do you think this game?
Probably at least 2. I mean, each point gives you 100 extra damage. I mean, he's not going to get outlane deep last hit wise because he's actually already losing 7-8 versus 2 and 5. But
that's insane.
But he can basically prevent static link from working. So maybe Dagger to win the lane otherwise. Does that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, that's fine. Some people do get a lot of points in the...
Yeah, he's gotten a second now.
Alright, well, he blinks away, but there is a regen rune, so that's some value for him.
I mean, both players knew. It's just that if as soon as Razor goes for it, Quap would just blink to have the lead, probably. So it's kind of like a guaranteed thing.
Morphling getting forced to use
waveform.
A lot of mana for waveforms.
That's huge.
And is really getting pressure in this lane.
Yep.
Really the only card.
They're going on the Slark. Monet does not have the pounce away, so just damage coming in from 1, 2, 3. Didn't even pop the retaliate there. They're waiting for more stacks, and Afu is kind of obliging him by giving him those hits.
Man, these mid laners really trading
they're really... It's a real slap fight.
That's insane.
Lots of regen getting traded out, but it is harder for XM to find an opportunity to salve, for sure. Like, needs to be careful. There could always be... Setsu's got the health lead now. XM needs to find a clean opportunity to heal up. And still has the Shadow Strike on him for a little bit longer. Setsu, he's looking for it. He's going in. XM, is he dead? Fairy Fire.
The
Fairy
tower.
Fire. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh,
you got
my
500
Lord.
gold for that? Holy crap, dude.
Man.
How did he get 500 gold for that?
He's
winning the lane.
Yeah.
His team is slightly behind.
The kill bounty formula is exactly.
Around
they
the
have a
0 point?
discontinuity at 0.
Yeah.
And it's so bad.
Oh. Okay, does he take a bunch of damage? Ah, this is really smart. Bunch of damage from the neutrals, 1 hit from the tower.
So that way no TP can come.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's no way for anyone to really...
The meta's evolved.
Yeah.
Razor's almost level 5, by the way. Quap just picked up her 4 at least, but... She does have more regen in the lane, so... Here comes some... Yeah, here's another self coming for Razor, though.
And I really think that play was... It looked really good, but I think, he probably got maybe 2 unstable currents. Because when he blinked in, he probably popped one instantly.
Yeah.
And then it managed to go off again because he survived a little bit longer. Good job by XM just man fighting, realizing that was the only way to go out here. He couldn't try and run. Oh, Morphling some strength, getting stunned up. All right, it's gonna be okay. Oh, and they're going for the turnaround here. This is crazy, but it's gonna be a kill. All right, CDEC.
Wow.
And they kill Monet at top.
I heard Inkswell's a good spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty good. Afu. All right, now 1, 2, 3 just gonna cut his way out of here. I wonder if they should make this more than a 1-tree juke in this spot, because it feels really it's so easy to dive this this dire tier 1 tower. I guess the Radiant also have kind of. I think it's only one
the
here.
ability to escape.
but
I mean, if Dire gets dived, they could also escape that way too. So it'd be kind of a double-edged sword. Wouldn't even necessarily be Dire favored if you put an extra tree.
yeah, that's true.
There's probably some other tree to get out. I mean, that was the best one by far, but yeah, you could cut a different tree to go somewhere over there. Almost Arcane Boots on Shadow Shaman, which is surprising. He's only got 1 assist, but it's almost got the money.
Just a bunch of passive gold, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even pay attention. He picked up a bunch of bounties.
Yeah.
They got 3 bounties on CDEC. I
That helps.
didn't even talk about that, but that was what was happening while the last little skirmish and everything was going on.
That was when all the heroes were
We're
getting
dying.
killed.
Yeah.
And they do, maybe not this early, they do give James a lot of resources. We saw a game the other day, they were on the Dire side, and he's literally farming the secondary jungle, as is Rubik, alongside the carry. They do prioritize getting him an early item like a blink or anything.
And this is like Fada strats. Just
Yeah?
get your Eye of the Storm right away and just use it to start farming some jungle. He knows he's in a matchup where he's not going to win the lane, but also Queen of Pain's not going to take his tower, so why not just maximize your farm? Oh, and Flyby's dead at bottom. That adaptive strike land him, trying to turn it around a little bit.
It's so hard to push the morph though. He's got 2 kills now.
Cool hero.
I feel morph pain coming.
Yeah.
I mean, Witch Doctor wasn't going to be able to beat him in lane. Lion hasn't done it either. That kill that they lost, they almost killed him the one time, but he waveformed away. And now it's really tough. Even Monet's having trouble. It kind of just looks like, I mean, CDC's up by 2k, 7 minutes.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to be a stomp, but I mean, who knows? Maybe they can get some return kills and catch back up.
Setsu's got to go off. Like, they need to find some kind of a TP opportunity. I think the best thing that they could do is, like, Lion comes out of the trees. They somehow, if they can disable Morphling before he starts the morph, then Setsu TP's in and finishes him off. But they're going to have to kill this Morphling a whole bunch. The other lanes are hard to gank. Centaur's tanky. Razor's pretty tanky. I don't know what they do.
It's tough because unlike the last game, they have tools to deal with the queen in this game where they just couldn't really threaten the sniper at all.
Wait, so Afu TP'd in. He didn't TP from base, so no bottle refill. They just wanted this kill potentially. Can they actually get it? XM a little bit low. He's actually got Tranquil Boots on his Razor.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's basically like offsetting Queen of Pain's early skill build.
Yeah.
With all the dagger levels, that he can just stay out of combat a little bit and heal it back up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Regen.
I like that. And yeah, he's just jungling. Okay, so he stacked the medium camp for himself. Didn't quite get the big camp. Oh, Slark.
Actually, I think it's completely fine to go Tranks too. It's like Razor's a hero where the boots option is really flexible already, so it just kind of comes down to what's going to fit your game best. He doesn't lose that much by going Tranks, so.
Why do we not see more Lion, guys? I think this hero is really good.
I wouldn't say really good. Disables are solid. His laning is like okay. I don't think his laning is excellent. His damage is like mediocre. His movement speed is low. His armor is kind of crappy. His raw HP is kind of weak.
Yeah, I think that's
all right. There you go.
He's okay.
Laundry list of.
But compared to like Shaman and stuff like.
Oh, the Ravage.
There's going to be an Ink Swell. James kept alive for a little bit longer. Turns around for a nuke, but Lanham just auto attacks him down. There's another battle happening over here. Afu tried to come in for a D ward. Looks like he got it, but he did pay with his life.
Didn't have a TP, I guess.
Where's Quap? Setsu's down here, actually.
Keep in mind they just knowingly ravaged for a support kill. Which I think was fine considering they're behind, but it kind of shows the state of affairs. I guess killing Morphling with it is extremely unlikely too, so maybe not the worst. But
yeah, it's never going to stun him before he gets a tribute shift off. So. Well, not looking great for our. Is Queen of Pain going to fall off? I mean, it does have 26 denies.
Well, let's check on the net worth because
that's true. Let's get off this.
A lot of regen.
Yeah, so XM's just been farming jungle the whole time.
It's fairly close, right?
They found him. Still only level 4 on Lanham. XM, they need some stick charges. In comes the Stampede. Lanham looking like he might be a little bit dead. They do know that Setsu's coming over here. And
this is the kill maybe that you wanted for Queen of Pain.
Well, he needs to do something, that's for sure. Is he going to get denied, though? XM's hanging around. Oh, Shadow Strike's still here for a little bit. One more hit, and okay, not quite. And Setsu actually wanting a little bit more. Pops the stick charges.
This is not a great idea. Okay.
Gotta be careful. There's the Sonic Wave and the stun from the high ground.
Oh, nice.
What was that, Nahaz?
Right.
What'd you say?
Well done.
I thought it looked bad too. Like once he blinked to the left, I thought it was over. It looked to me like it was I overcommitted, didn't work out. But the wand and the ulti. That was a huge kill.
How'd the
Oh,
bounties go? Eve, Flyby, James, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, and they've got some deep vision in the.
That one was placed while Razor was running to the right from the Mud Golem camp, because otherwise they were about to run out of vision. So it wasn't. It's fine. It's definitely gonna help a little. Sentry for Razor 2 he places when he's not gonna find anything.
No, doesn't even get the
opposing sentry.
Quap is ahead now, by the way, by just a little bit on Razor, so pretty much even. You could argue that with his Tranquil Boots, she's maybe a little far ahead.
You see the Grimstroke rotating up into top, and Monet wants this perma-stack. He's going to get it. First one of the game. They do deploy the Mass Serpent Wards up top. This is still my concern for RNG. How do they take
towers.
the buildings? Stun onto the Centaur. There's the Maledict plus the Death Ward. Lots of damage. Not even going to use the finger. They actually want James. He's fighting with his Mass Serpent Wards. He does have some tangos to try and juke this one out. Actually goes around for the hex.
What?
Wait,
What was that?
Did he hex the creep? Or something?
Did you mean Shackle? It
Yeah,
was
Shackle.
Something weird happened.
Something not quite right happened there.
Man, I thought he killed Monet. I was like, oh my god.
What a play.
Yeah. Just makes it seem like he's going to go juke, but then he just runs straight at him.
Yeah, what
It's
happened?
pretty next level.
I'm hesitant to open the combat log, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Let's not invite trouble.
that sometimes causes issues. So Morphling is going for a Lincoln's this game. Makes a lot of sense against there's like the potential for a Quap Orchid and Lion with the disables. So
nice value.
They're going to smoke gank for sure. Yeah, they've got Finger of Death online. Didn't want to use it last fight.
Also, he wants to go shotgun for sure, right? Against the Slark and with the Grimstroke on his team.
Yeah.
Like, E-Blade is just too good. There's no real reason to go the right-click build at all.
I think they saw Queen of Pain scream mid, so I think they know there's a smoke gank coming. That was actually one of those moments that's just not worth it. Yeah, and look at Morphling. She wanted to push the wave out. She screamed it, and they're like, okay, obvious.
They really want to use the Finger of Death. And they've got Arcane.
Oh, they counter smoke. Here
comes. Running up the hill. Immediate finger. Does he get the stack? He does. Nice. XM still willing to fight Setsu. Blink away, trying to stay here, but alright, actually goes for the TP out. Suspected that James might be rotating into that fight and could not afford to get locked down.
That was like
and another sentry miss.
That was as good as it could be. Oh, mid lane. Centaur looks dead. He's got the hood.
Block the next tick.
Yeah. Okay, that'll save him.
Yeah, that'll save him.
That was some good damage, though. This is like the thing that keeps happening with Witch Doctor. It's like, that's a freaking offlane hero with a lot of farm, and that's a 5 support, and he just almost
forced
killed
him back. Yeah.
Just with levels. That's all it
he had
takes.
to pop Stampede to save
That's
himself.
a good point.
as well.
Yeah. It's insane what that can do.
Later on, though, I think the Witch Doctor is just going to become food.
Potentially, yes, but that's for what that does in a game is incredible. That never happens for any other 5.
Sox got his Midas. Oh, silence. Stun.
So blind.
All right.
Quapcoin yields first, by the way.
All right.
For what purpose, though?
Well, it's another way to interrupt like a shackle and save yourself from the Phantom's Embrace, I suppose.
Yep.
Both of those seem good. And I don't know what build he's going to go for after that this game. What talent do you guys like this game? 10 strength to 25 damage.
On
the Quap.
Strength.
I think if he goes Yules, maybe get the damage. But strength is definitely very good.
Oh, can I get this hex? All right, they got him. Couldn't get the adaptive.
Did you see how greedy Sensu was? He was like, I want to Quap ulti this creep wave and the Morphling.
And the Morphling, yeah, I noticed that.
I thought he was going to miss a little bit. Can you get the double here? Looks like it. No way. Big heals.
He needs. I don't know if the Shadow Strike would have killed him, but TP out. Oh, Setsu trying to fake him out, but they scanned him actually. They knew that he was there. Okay. All right, TP, flyby. They are going to be able to take out the Steer Tower. So finally, they make some inroads on the map.
And you see what they need to take those
he's going
towers.
straight for the Shadow Shaman. Here comes the Hex. Stomp follow up. He does still have the ultimate. Flyby's also here. CDC going to have to give up on this. They did manage to grab this bounty rune over here, but still going to end up being 2 for RNG.
About to last hit a tower bottom.
Nice.
285 gold in the bank. That is a huge amount towards his Blink Dagger. He's 3-1 of 5. Lanham has actually been just the MVP of the series so far, I think.
For sure.
Easily. Not even particularly close.
If he gets this blink and he's able to hunt the Morphling for a while, then...
oh, no, not the Observer Ward.
Does that hurt you, Pridge?
Yeah, it hurts.
Seeing that Observer...
There's so much stuff there to be dewarded. Yeah.
Yeah, but you do see, unlike in the previous games, James's Shadow Shaman is neck and neck with the line. Does complete his Aether lines.
Yeah, doing well. He's got another set of Mass Serpent ones that he would probably like to use. I thought that they would be further ahead on towers, but RNG are just completely taking over the Radiant side of the map. So Afu, oh man, he has to watch as this half HP Observer Ward sits in front of him. Oh, that's so sad.
Painful.
So close, and yet.
Is Morphling going to go Shrine? He is. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, you do have to be worried, despite them getting that tier 1 bottom, you saw just how much they had to commit to go and get that. They needed the kill on the Morphling, and they had 4 heroes down there.
Lanham's got another finger. And Setsu's got another Arcane Rune.
So they know the ward's up there, so they can't really run straight in.
That's true.
Good
yeah,
try.
they have to kind of play around this little bit of vision.
This will be Blink Dagger for Lion.
Swap still not getting either talent, actually preferring to just get points up in the skills, get Blink up as fast as possible.
That makes sense, actually, because maxing out Blink is pretty important, because you want to get the cooldown down to max level. It's the big negative of getting lots of Shadow Strike levels early. But I like how he paused at 3. 3 is definitely a good, happy medium. Serpent Ward's going down mid to try to pressure that tower a bit, Tide shifting over. Slark still AFK jungling.
Yep. Oh, again, stop. Silence. Trouble for this Tidehunter, also being hexed up. They got an Ink Swell to follow it up. Lanham looking for their counter initiation from the side. He drops the finger. He will get that kill, but now he's been shackled, and the Tidehunter's also died on the back lines. Eve does not get either of these kills, and it's also James taking the tower last hit. And Afu actually got scanned, but he didn't plant a ward, so... Alright, just going to plant that one on the way out. They'll probably waste a sentry over here.
Yeah, 2 for 1 in a tower, that feels pretty good. In a game that CDEC was up 2K fairly early on, looked like they were going to take control.
Only real benefit is they got Finger of Death Charge for Lanham in the kill, so... He's queuing up Yules of his own, probably needed against Morphling, I guess.
Yeah.
Diffusel's up for Slark at least, so Slark's quite farmed, definitely most farmed here on the map. Morphling's not the best either, actually, right now.
Morphling.
No waveform.
Some mana.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
this could
waveform's
be
on
it.
cooldown. Can they actually bring him down? He pops a stick charge, but he loses mana again. He popped it a little bit too early. Yeah, he's looking dead, but the Slark might also go down. He does manage to get the Shadow Dance off. Queen of Pain comes in. Hex up from Lanham. They're looking for a little bit more. That's 3 dead so far. XM pops the BKB, but he only finds Afu so far. He's chasing off Setsu. But he blinks, and he's going to be okay. Lanham actually thinking about going back in. Blink back off cooldown soon. BKB is worn out. He jumps in. There's the stun. Setsu with the follow-up. Do they have the damage? Stomp counter initiation from 1-2-3. He thought that this might happen, and he was right. Monet doesn't have the Shadow Dance. He's actually getting run down. Double edge and one more hit. He gets up onto the high ground. He's still escaping. Triple kill for XM.
They're
looking for a little bit more. Blink, stomp, catches, double edge, kill, and that was just a chase too far.
A disaster
from RNG. 1-2-3 making the turnaround plays.
That was so throwy, actually.
Yeah.
Going in for that one. Diving under tower. The Centaur's still there. The tower's full.
I mean,
they don't have Slark ulti.
They felt confident because they got the Morphling on the back end there, but yikes.
Which was such a big kill. If they just disengaged, I would have praised them. But, like, now Morphling is sitting in the same net worth as Queen of Pain. Man. Just way too hopeful on killing Razor there. He's got 2,000 HP.
They didn't have either ult.
And we're starting to get back to the same game state we were in game 1, where this Razor, it's just his map. I mean, he has the early BKB already down, probably about halfway to his next item after that.
Check it out, though. Morphling is like sitting at pretty high HP unless he's close to his teammates. No, stop.
Beautiful
nice counter
reaction.
initiation, but can they actually do anything about this Tide? He's low on mana. Also silenced up, pops everything to maybe use the Ravage, but it's not even going to be worth it. Afu is ward trapped. James wants to look for more. Man, CDEC are always so good at these bounty rune fights.
Yes, they are.
They always play around these objectives. Well, with that, 2 more kills. they still really like having this Grimstroke against the Tide, and we can see exactly why.
Do you ever watch the NFL, Perch? Are you a football fan?
I did growing up, but
So
not anymore.
Okay, all right. I used to say that Roach fights were the special teams at Dota. That like Navi was so good for so many years because they just had sets. They had plays that they ran around the Roach pit, and it feels like the better teams now, bounty rune fights are like that. That they have plays that they run around the bounty runes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's something that happens commonly, but will make an impact on the game. I would say bounty runes are probably a better example because it's less of a special teams are still important, but it's not like you win the game off of that one play typically. Whereas that's what happens with Roche. So, but it's a great analogy. I like it. The more appropriate analogy has been implemented in the game by IceFrog. Thank you, IceFrog.
Oh yeah, IceFrog's got our backs.
Razor has finished his next item already. He's already got Atos. And by the way, he's 900 gold towards the item after that.
He's #1 on net worth.
Wow.
Well,
so do you like the Atos here?
So
I know he's
that
gone
counter.
Halberd in the previous game, but that
good against Quap.
Yep.
Very good against the squishy supports too. If you Atos those guys with BKB on, they're dead, 100%.
Well, we have a Sonic Wave that Setsu would love to use at the moment. Even
standing there with a GD rune.
Yeah, but back to farming for him, unfortunately. He is going for the Orchid next, so potentially they've got enough things to jump in and pop this Lincoln Sphere on the Morphling, but I really, really worry about these Morphling counters once he gets to the level 20 talent. At that point, he's just going to spend the rest of the game as either Razor or Centaur, and I don't know if they're going to kill him.
What is Centaur going? Is Centaur going Pipe, or is Centaur should build Lotus?
He has
or
Pipe
should
already.
he has Pipe already.
Lotus. He knows exactly what he needs to do to back up his teammates.
Disgusting in this game.
James is in the tree line. Do they see anything here? Oh, it's very close.
Afu is actually pretty farmed considering.
That's true.
Arcane's Bracer 1.
Man.
Yeah,
considering he's a 5.
He's got quite a bit more gold than the Grimstroke. All right, James sees 1. They don't know where everybody else is. They've got pretty good vision around the map considering that they are playing against the Slark, but what can they actually do? They suspect that there's a play being set up at bottom. It's not completely, though. RNG are still farming the rest of the map. It's just kind of these two heroes loosely pressuring. So we'll see if their bluff gets called. CDEC also seem happy to just kind of farm for a bit. Grimstroke's TPing in now. They see the Queen of Pain at middle, and that's going to give James the opportunity to just jump in. He gets the Ward Trap onto the Witch Doctor, and he looks for a little bit more, catching onto Flyby as well. 1-2-3 wants to catch him. 4-Staff, blink forward. XM now in from the sidelines, gets the static link out.
God. He
That
doesn't
was
even
so
look like
patient.
a Tide.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I love what James is doing with the ward trapping. It's been huge. Just it's the same thing with Lion. A Lion or Witch Doctor, if you run at those guys, they're having a big, really tough time.
They're never going to buy phase boots either.
Yeah.
So.
And stealing the Centaur from Royal in that sense really just makes the two heroes look kind of weak.
This to me is starting to look like it might be the hero of the best of 5 so far.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Witch Doctor, but it's becoming apparent just how much the Centaur made that
How much
work.
influence the Centaur is having as well, yeah.
Yeah, between the laning combination and just enhancing the Witch Doctor's mobility in these fights, where that's usually his limitation.
This also, I think the Centaur to me is kind of the unanswered question as well, of like what is the go-to Centaur counter?
Yeah.
We've been asking the same thing about
For a while we were saying Mars,
like
right?
Morphling and Ember and stuff like that. Yeah, Mars, the ulti versus ulti interaction is pretty nice for Mars, but I don't know, Mars just kind of falls off past a certain point as well. Centaur just feels like he does more damage, his catch is more often and more reliable.
That's true.
Oh, Afu. Alright, set up this kill for Eve, and all of a sudden Morphling is up here among the top net worth. Slark needs to get this BKB, and they gotta go. Orchid plus BKB needs to be some kind of a timing for RNG. Convince me that this Slark is the Morphling counter.
Yeah, I don't see the picture getting any prettier for them without a couple of 1 fights is the thing. The CDEC just has the run on the map right now.
Centaur also has like as much farm as Morphling. Like, he is 5-1 and 3 in fairness, but
yeah, it's excellent. I mean, Slark hypothetically can get it done, but it is going to take the Orchid in addition.
I just feel like it takes the Orchid in addition, but then how long do you have after Quap finishes Orchid? Well, okay, she's got it, but how long do you have until Centaur's going to have that Lotus? which gives them that really important tool to deal with those disables.
Here comes the smoke. Shaman just hit 15-2.
Blink Ravage, BKB, and Orchid. RNG, if this isn't your timing, I don't know what is. They're heading forward. What do they see? Who are they going on? James is waiting to break the smoke. He's done it. He doesn't get the immediate blink out, actually. Setsu knew what was going on, but the Force Staff back from the Centaur. Nice team play from CDEC. They get James out of harm's way. He does represent a lot of damage and control for the upcoming fight. And both teams, I would say, like both position 4s, right, they're just going to be waiting with their blinks until they see the defensive tool down from the opposing carry. Like if James sees a window where Slark is outside of Dark Pact, he's just going to get him. Like,
it's a big Grimstroke dying.
No. Yeah, it looks pretty good. This hexed as well. Okay.
It's so tough in those moments not to use Finger of Death. I'm like,
yeah,
I
I want the stack. Wait, what is CDEC doing? All right, they just saw 2 heroes bottom. Do they know whether or not Quap TP'd? She did not TP. She can come back over here. Flyby is going to be the target. Can they actually get him down? He's trapped inside of the Master Boards. He does use the Ravage, but the Serpent Wards are going to finish him off. Lanham gets the stun out. The Stampede gets popped. Monet pops the BKB. He's trying to man fight, but the Force Staff immediately breaking that, and he gets linked. Monet not going to have any cooldowns. They do get the Death Ward channel. Getting a little bit of damage onto the Morphling, but he is already fully strength morphed. Lanham's in the tree line. Little blink back, but Eve just morphs straight into the Lion. Gives him the stun.
That hero.
Yep.
I love the design, but man, it looks so broken in the hands of a skilled player.
That's like, oh, you're a hero with a stun that wants to blink. I have a free blink. Oh, no,
that what?
Mistake.
Monet!
Monet, what are you doing here?
What a mistake. I can't believe you walked right into that.
Oh.
I mean, they just killed his friends. Maybe they thought they were. Maybe he thought that they ran into Roche Bitter. No, he's got a ward there though.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
that was game losing potentially. Morphling already level 18. Gonna go for the BKB next. XM showing no signs of really being counterpicked all that heavily this game. Queen of Pain. I think we are seeing why we do not see very much Queen of Pain in the meta. Just even with decent net worth, the impact doesn't feel like it's there, right? Like, there's not that much of a net worth discrepancy here among the top heroes. But what is the Queen of Pain actually doing in fights at this point?
And she has damage burst that she can put in, but it's really difficult because the person they want to combo that with is Witch Doctor Maledict. But it's hard against the mobility that CDEC has.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to kind of work for her, but it's not going to for a while.
And say goodbye to any hopes of bursting the morph. This Aegis is going to get him all the way to the BKB probably. RNG, they had this timing that they were supposed to hit, and now they can't really do anything for another 5 minutes. And I think that 5 minutes is going to be enough for CDC to build up an even bigger lead.
Yeah, it's just so tough when you have these two naturally tanky cores in the Razor and the Centaur that are both farmed. Who do you go on? Because the Morphling's so mobile and he's got the Lincolns.
It's always so interesting to me in these games when we see like the counterpick hero. Like it's like the sniper is the counterpick to the Medusa, and that works great. You know, these heroes that are just a little bit outside of the meta, people don't necessarily play them all the time. Sometimes it works amazingly. Sometimes it just. I guess there's nothing wrong with what the Queen of Pain has done so far this game, but she just doesn't look strong.
All counters in Dota are contextual. That's the thing.
That's true. For sure.
You know, and there are plenty of examples where counters are completely turned. The tables are completely turned via itemization as the game goes on.
100%. Well, time for Morphling to slap this tower. The Radiant are scanning. They know that they are. I mean, RNG. This is like I guess we have to defend. Normally, they would have the like the Slark or the Queen of Pain kind of split pushing the side lanes, but I think they're just afraid of the Rasta. So CDEC is still just kind of rolling. Now they've got that Lotus Orb up, so the Orchid not really feeling so scary.
Yeah, that's really true, actually.
BKB on Queen of Pain. Oh, what have they found? Oh, it's one Forward trap
James.
onto the Lion. 1-2-3 wants that kill.
He's tired of us talking about Lanham.
Yeah, he wants to get the conversation going back the other way. Well, they're on the high ground, taking the tier 3.
They're not even that far ahead,
Tentar's tanking
but
it.
It feels like
RNG, what are they trying to do? They're looking for James, but he's got the blink away. They can't even really go for him. BKB forced from Monet. He knew that as soon as the Dark Pact were out, there wasn't going to be any way for him to stick around. Afu's gone. Flyby can't even get to the fight to use the Ravage. He's been hit by the Phantom. He's going to force dive himself down onto the low ground, but can't crack and shell that off. Afu buys back into the game. They're going to try for one last fight, but Monet does not have the cooldowns. He's got no BKB. Dark Pact down. James going to be looking for him. His blink is on cooldown for the time being as the range Drax is already dead. Lanham sizing this up. Can they actually go in? Queen of Pain, 10-second BKB, but just doesn't really feel like she can leverage that for all that much. Meanwhile, we've got BKB already completed for the Morphling. Hasn't been delivered just yet, but he's still got the Aegis to keep him safe and sound. 1-2-3 goes in. Spots Afu. Knows that he just bought back a little bit earlier. The stun does not connect. This Morphling is now looking for the lockdown. Morphing into the Lion. Setsu BKBs, but it's just a defensive option to get him back to the fountain. And CDEC looking like they are going to be taking us to a Game 5 here in this China Qualifier Grand Final.
Oh, man. What an intense series so far.
It's
just been so many stomps.
None of the individual games are that close, but it's still a cool series. They jump in, they got the Ravage, but he's hiding in the Morphling form. Razor gets his BKB up, not taking a lot of damage, and now they've got the Soulbind, Monet, BKB, and the Shadow Dance. It's not enough to protect him. He gets stunned, and the GG gets called. Double edge on 2 heroes.
Morphling is still Morphling.
Yes,
and the Centaur and the ward traps, it just made those supports look really inadequate.
I mean, the games have just been emphatic on the part of the victors. The 4-position battle, so game-defining. Man, James looked every bit as dominant as Lanham had in the previous 2.
Yeah, once he got Aether Lens. He barely used wards for towers at all. He would just go around and find enemies and ward trap them. No phase boots other than Slark. So it was just that plus shackles, they just get stuck.
Man. Yeah, what's his KDA line? That's
1-4 and 16.
16 assists. Wow.
He did almost as much damage as Morphling, for example.
Yeah.
And so
that's great.
Centaur winning 3 games in a row.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Centaur's got to get reconsidered. Morphling, I think his place needs to get reconsidered a little bit, maybe.
I mean, CDC just has to draft like this again.
And not,
they look like
they
the
lost
better
2
team.
games to 1 draft.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
And arguably, they lost to their own draft
as well. Yes,
that's the thing. Going back to that Medusa is the super suspect thing in Game 3, but when CDC drafts for a strong laning phase, they look like a team that can compete with just about anybody.
What's the difference, Kyle, between these Slark games where we see him pop off and do amazingly and the Slark game like this? Because a lot of the start looks similar.
Slark likes to have more beef. I think that you function a lot better with heroes, use like Spirit Breaker as an example, stuff that can kind of cause some sort of chaos in the fights. Slark, you want the enemy to be like unsure of how you're going to enter the fight, who you're going to be targeting. And the problem is when you have all these squishy heroes, you have a Quap that's effectively a Slark in terms of how you want to approach fighting.
Yeah.
You have a Lion and a Witch Doctor, very squishy. Then you have a Tidehunter that isn't a true initiator in the sense that you have 1 Ravage. That's your lockdown. That's your initiation. So you have to strike, but you just can't do that against the lineup of CDC, who, as I said, they're the better team. And if they can just ensure that they're drafting a lineup that they can play fast with, I think they're going to be able to take Game 5. And before we move into that Game 5, how crazy is it, though? Like, this TI qualifiers, to me, are more pressure than even the tournament itself. Because you're going into Game 5, the winning team has a reasonable shot when you look at the track record of Chinese wildcard qualifier teams throughout the history of
playing
TI.
on home soil in front of friends and family.
Yeah, $30 to $40 million tournament. You lose this game, this 1 game of DotA.
Yeah, winners. It's like getting to go to TI and at least 80K or something, and whoever
it's
loses.
At least, according to last year, I think 140.
And yet, how ridiculous is it, given all that the 4 games have been surgical? I mean, there was some throwy stuff in that last game. We'll be real, but especially the winning teams have just looked like they've known exactly what to do and just done it.
Hey, that's how it goes. But wait, Kevin.
Let's start to the break. See you guys for Game 5 in just a second. See you back.
Faith in the Reich.
They have to be stopped.
Just give me something I can fight for.
We can end it. I know we can.
So there was no getting around it. At best, John and his assault squad were only somewhat prepared for what they were about to attempt, but he didn't dare admit that.
Welcome back, Dota fans. Do we have a game for you? Best of 5. We're tied up 2 apiece. CDEC versus RNG. Winners going to TI.
Losers depressed for the rest of their lives about this day.
Yeah, probably.
That's a damn
And
fact.
if there's one thing
and
I know,
zero money, $0.
If there's one thing I know, it's the depression one feels after losing a qualifier. And let me tell you, it sucks. Neither team wants to go through that.
Yeah.
They want to win.
But at least they get $0.
That's true. It could be worse. They could be in debt, like most Americans are after they pay for their college education.
The Dota year, it all builds up to TI. Players especially, right? They're playing the whole year to go there. And for these two teams, it all comes down to this game.
It's true. We are currently underway. Looks like
we're just about to load in. And we're going to show you. We're going to show you every blow of the draft because it's been extremely back and forth, really close.
And it's once again CDEC with first pick Radiant, where I'll never give up. Second pick Dire.
They seem fairly set in their ways.
Will we? This is where it's a lot like when games go into the late game. Like I've been in this situation before, and it's so tough because you've had this little meta develop within the game, and you're stuck. It's like, okay, do we pick what we've seen? Do we try something new?
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to cheese and lose. Like you want to make sure that whatever happens, it's a real game, and all 5 of your players are comfortable. And it's tough to do that and get a strategical edge this late in a series.
Yeah, like are they going to... Okay, so the Morphling gets banned. Are they going to... Witch Doctor again? Is Rubik the opening here for CDEC? What's the
Centaur
plan?
Yeah, Centaur last game worked well.
It's just... It seems like the hero in this series.
It's going to be some mind games going on for sure. This is, again, where we come back to this point about talking about veteran players, veteran captains, TI experience, the pressure that these guys would be feeling has got to be pretty crazy.
It just feels too good not to take first, honestly.
And now I wonder if RNG go, if they go Shadow Demon again, or if they go Grimstroke +1 in this phase.
Yeah, I'm still yet to see Centaur look like total garbage in a game. Like, I haven't seen anyone... it seems to have that same Ember or Morphling kind of factor as, like... they're going to try, okay. All right, they are just counter-picking this Centaur like crazy.
That is, yeah.
So,
all right.
What happens? Can Centaur? It's not playable support anymore, is it? That was a thing very briefly, but probably not anymore.
And you know what's really, you know what's cool is what hero counters those two, real hard. Medusa. Do you want to play that again, CDEC? Probably not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a tough spot to be in.
It's not getting banned, so you sure need to pick it here.
If they want their Razor, they got to take it. It's got to come up the priority list as well, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I completely agree.
It's really good against Lifestealer too.
Yeah.
Covers.
Yes.
And
exactly.
it's looked really good. XM's looked fantastic on it. So
I'm surprised it wasn't picked throughout the qualifier more often. It's very good as an anti-carry. There's so much, especially when Morph and Ember get banned, like first 3 every single game. It feels, not necessarily the series, but in general, like all these melee cores that just get owned by Razor.
There's a lot of 4 Protect 1 going on as well, right? Yeah. Like people just making space while Sven or Wraith King or something farms the whole time, and if you've got the Razor, you're not so scared. There are some carries that don't care about it as much, like the Morphling, but most of the carry pool is quite afraid of Razor.
Yeah, and I wonder, do you use a ban on Queen of Pain? Because that worked out just fine for you in the last game.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common response to the Razor in lane, but I'm not afraid to play against it.
Yeah, so OD getting banned out, and now Troll... Okay, Troll Warlord does kind of make sense.
Yeah, the only thing that you need to worry about with the Razor pick now is that you do need a hyper carry for Eve now. You need something that's going to scale pretty darn hard.
And work well against Lifestealer.
It's so weird going from... Because I think Lifestealer was getting banned in the middle phase a lot through all of the other Centaur games, right?
Yep.
So both teams have the concept of Lifestealer is a good answer to Centaur. Is that right? Is the question that RNG are now like gambling this whole series on, basically. That Lifestealer is a convincing answer to the Centaur. I'm not sure. I've seen it a couple of times recently. I don't know if I've seen it that much over the course of these qualifiers, But Centaur's getting a lot of armor from phase boots. The Stampede is pretty good at kiting the Lifestealer. I don't know if it's the counter.
I think that the extent to which it's a counter depends a lot on the mobility of the rest of the team. You need a vehicle for the Lifestealer.
What's your preferred vehicle? Like a method of transport if you're like in the supermarket trying to shop. You know?
In the supermarket?
My feet and a cart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't have
Oh, that's cool.
Little hoverboard thing. That's the real shopping meta.
Dude,
clearly.
you know what's next level? There's this one-wheeled Segway that people ride.
Oh, I've
They're
seen
just
it,
like
yeah.
standing on it.
Yeah,
and some people can move.
It's so weird.
It's wild.
fast.
Yeah, they're weaving in and out of traffic. It's like 25 miles an hour. It's like
a
35
unicycle
kilos.
Segway?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it's just like a wheel with
It's
two
literally a
little
wheel.
like,
Yeah.
two little platforms that
little
you
platform
stand
for
on,
your feet.
and then you just you like lean to.
And so I for a while we'd
the
laugh
kids
at him
use.
because you'd see these mall cops on him that overweight and they're but then I saw a couple people going
Segway.
pretty fast.
Like the regular Segway.
No,
with,
I
like,
saw
the
a couple of them.
handlebars.
I saw a couple of them
okay.
with
the one wheel.
Yeah, the one wheel
weird.
version,
That's
and
weird
I was like, oh, that looks lame. And then I saw somebody out in traffic going like 20 miles an hour on one, and I'm going, okay.
It's weird that malls have enough money to hire both the cop
This
and
is
the
it,
guy
guys.
to
Like-
play music behind him.
I guess we're
What?
still waiting
Kevin?
on this. We're still waiting on this ban.
You're such an idiot.
Oh,
Brood
okay.
band second phase. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying about cheese. You don't want to be beat by cheese.
No, you can eat. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Kevin, help.
All right.
You cannot eat cheese, Kyle.
It's
I got
correct.
you.
I'm
Okay.
lactose intolerant.
It's kind of been the story so far. What are James and Lanham going to be playing? All right, Shadow Shaman gets taken. This was super popular in SEA Grand Finals. We were seeing it a little bit through China groups.
And it denies CDC the Shadow Shaman Grimstroke duo.
Yeah. I love this pick, especially when you have a hero like Lifestealer.
Oh, holy
Any-
shit. Tiny is still there.
Oh yeah,
We haven't seen it much, though. Like, ban-wise, right?
not as much. No, that's interesting.
Well, but James Tiny
That was like
seems
the
good.
pick for them earlier. Maybe they, I don't know. Maybe they don't want it with Centaur. We'll see.
Okay.
They take the Lena. All right.
It's a Tombstone Slayer. Also an
Yeah.
interrupt and burst for the Rasta.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely a James hero.
Yeah.
And I will say, though, I like the RNG first three. You cover your Undying's weaknesses with the Rasta. I think Hex mechanics are still underrated. And it's just one of those TI heroes, especially in a critical game like this. Rasta threatens base. There's the
There's
Mars.
the Mars
There's
against
the
the
Mars.
Centaur.
Yep.
All right.
Been waiting for it.
I was
man.
wondering.
It's
this
really good against
region-
Razor.
Awesome.
I think is where
really
it's better
good.
here.
He needs BKB to be able to play Dota against the Mars, and even if he gets it, the thing is Mars has such high lockdown and burst damage that if you open on Razor, he can BKB, but all he'll be able to do is run away.
Shadow Demon still seems good here. by the
Shadow
way.
Demon is very strong for CDC.
It's very
I
good
agree.
against Mars.
What do
Very
RNG
good
do
against
if
Lifestealer.
the Razor ends up in a side lane though? Neither one of their melee heroes can really lane against Razor at the moment. Or is that not the case for Mars? Do you just spear him when he tries to come and link you? I don't know how that 1v1 or that lane matchup
Does
would
it go? Yeah, it does go far enough to break link, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you gotta land it as well.
Okay. Oh well.
Still.
All right. I thought they'd go the other order, but that's fine.
I mean, they could still pick the SD still, right? They could do Lena mid.
Yeah.
But
Lena mid
Or-
side lane Razor in this game feels really.
you know what I would like? If this was NIP, I bet you they'd pick Bristleback.
Yeah, for sure. But
I like Bristle. but-
For who?
CDC.
For CDC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although realistically, Jug is probably your best bet here. I think that's the ban for RNG. Sven instead. Okay.
Okay.
They banned Brood on CDC. Oh, that was second phase. Okay.
Sven can kill Lifesteal a lot easier. Jug needs like Omni Slash or something usually.
True. I just like Jug a lot against Mars in the laning phase.
Mhm.
You also 1-to-1 against Lifestealer very well.
And he just gives you that extra oomph in terms of tower push, sustain. You know, that's the one thing you worry about. That last game he had the roster words to go with Centaur in terms of pushing towers. You don't have great dedicated push in the CDC first four.
I kind of want Lifestealer to go the right click build.
Oh, I do
this
too.
game. I don't want to see a Radiance. That
Yeah.
seems Like they need to focus down one target. They need to catch one guy with the arena spear or hex shackles or something, and that guy needs to die. And I don't think they can rely on like sustained AoE damage. You're not going to be canceling very many blinks or anything with the Radiance this game.
He won't be able to kill Razor otherwise.
Yeah.
Or even Centaur, really. Those two guys are going to be too tanky.
Yeah, the Razor or the Centaur has to die in the chain stun, for sure.
All right, alternatives to the Jug?
CK?
Monet, that would be RNG. I'd expect to pick the CK.
Ursa, they're coming back to
well,
this.
that owns Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's pretty good against Mars and Lifestealer. Mars can kind of
good against Mars.
He can play it against it a little bit. You like have to get boots first if you're position 3 Mars against Ursa. But
it's super good against Undying and Lifestealer. It would seem to be okay.
Your team's gonna protect you against Rasta as well. So okay, I like it. It's very CDEC. They've got 3 like dominant laning cores.
It's all like run at you heroes.
Yeah.
You're kind of on a clock though.
What's the timing for RNG though? I guess they still have 1 pick to get some more late game.
Lifestealer is pretty good late gamer now. In this
against Razor Ursa though.
In the last couple of months, against Razor is suspect.
I really think that CDC have actually given themselves really good outs this game, both in terms of the lanes and then the later stages. I don't know what like one hero it is for RNG.
I mean,
there's still the Arc Warden, boys. Just bring it out. Just trot out the Arc Warden right here.
It's been banned in a couple of these games.
Pick 22, last game, grand finals.
I feel like Queen here is just asking to lose.
Well,
it's what is Queen gonna do to win you the game?
Maybe they don't want to win. Maybe they just want some punishment.
They want something to lane against the Razor.
Yeah, but
that's their best answer.
That was what we saw in the last game for. But
she's kind of cool because she combos with Mars. Mars can stun one guy and she can follow up.
And I'll be honest, I think am I 4-0 in this final?
I think you are.
Sure.
I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
Yeah. Well,
1/2 to the 4th power.
I believe RNG will win this game, and I think it's just because their lineup's easier to execute. CDEC, I think, are still the better team, but they don't have that natural method of pushing towers. You don't have true control for the QoP, and I just
6.25%.
Their sustained DPS is low. What?
Your chance to give you right 4 times in a row while being a idiot.
Oh. Well.
I was just gonna go 1 out of 16, but
it's a real galaxy brain insult you got there, Kevin. Anything else?
That took me genuinely like 20 seconds to do the math. It was not great.
50, 25.
Oh boy.
12.5. 6.25.
Hey, it has been a long week, guys. It's been a pleasure and a privilege.
Look at these odds. We got other numbers for you.
Numbers.
Other different.
Wow.
Other different numbers.
This is it. Game 5.
Man.
Yeah, man.
We'll never give up.
The odds
CDEC.
say no, Kyle.
I just feel so bad for whoever doesn't win here.
Oh,
yeah, you really do.
These games are such a kick in the guts. But here we're gonna do this series justice. We're gonna watch this out to the bitter end.
Kyle,
CDC
stay with
versus
us.
RNG.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
all right, baby.
We've got the full quadcast. Setsu, all right, comes down, pops down the ward. Where are the other wards going? All of these early moves are going to matter. Lanham going for the greed build, starting with Tango Mango. We're going to pick up the Boots of Speed after the bounty runes. They may have actually. I think they've only bought one. Did they only buy 1 obs? Yeah, they only bought 1 obs. They only wanted an observer ward for the Queen of Pain. They're greeting the other lanes, getting the stout shield as well for Afu.
That's huge.
Yeah. So. Okay, we're gonna have to see it. Is this lane the counter to the Centaur? I think that's really what we're gonna have to see because
that is the first big question to be asked in this game.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is, can Setsu get off to a slightly better start against the Razor than we saw in the last game? Both of them had a ton of denies But the Razor did get the better of that early laning stage.
Both mids poised to just immediately start going for the block. Stomp skilled from 1-2-3. They want the first blood here.
And they're gonna
Monet. We saw some positioning whiffs in the previous game. Is he a little bit faster? He is. He's got 3-2-8. And Dying wanted the bounty room, but James is
so
just going to sneak in front of him.
He maybe could have tried running for the other one, but they would have chased him down with more light strike.
Yeah, they got
I think.
more disables, more slows.
And they're still 2 for 2 anyway, so it wasn't that bad.
No.
Yeah, Monet just runs home. He'll TP back to lane. He'll miss a couple last hits, but no big deal.
All right, who wins the block at mid? Very even. Setsu ready with the blink skilled. Not going to show anything else. A little bit of blocking going on up top. Does anybody's range creep die super early? Nope, they are. Okay, they split the wave here on RNG. Both range creeps going to die. Nice little spear from Flyby. Nice little last hit from Grimstroke.
Off to a good start. It's really nice to get those early spell. Like the harass plus CS just kind of gets you into a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's like making your first shot in a pickup game.
Well, XM gets the value D-ward at mid. They gave him a sentry. But Monet also gets a D-ward over at top. So
Yeah, I think that bottom lane is going to be super important because Ursa got off it to a pretty bad start in the game we saw him earlier tonight, and this is not a hero that comes back well at all.
yeah, fortunately for him, it's a little bit, the dynamic is a little bit different in that he's not 100% needing to make space for the other heroes in the game. Like he's got a Razor to back him up and fight with.
Hey,
but still.
Do you guys think Quelling Blade is OP?
Yes.
Man, ranged heroes used to be so good though before they
It's
added
true,
it.
but it's like it used to be that you would see games where strength heroes specifically just wouldn't buy Quelling Blade. Like Ursas, Centaurs, these heroes would buy stats. They'd try and get stronger and like contest the lane. Now everybody just like is buy Quelling Blade and last hit.
I mean, we're out of deny meta, right?
Yeah.
So people don't want the stats to for denies. They're just happy to CS. Like that's when people were buying treads first with no quelling because
I mean, it's kind of the same too, because if you get your last hits, then they're not getting denied.
Yeah.
Like having more base damage allows you to deny more.
Lanham, I mean, XM sees him, but is that going to help him? That's the question. There's a little bit more damage coming through. Lanham wants the courier as well. Looking like XM should be going down. Can he get the Lanham kill? Pops the Fairy Fire for the turn. He gets the first blood. Again,
What a
XM
player.
making these plays. Top, still more action. Stun onto Monet. 1, 2, 3 walking away, but he will be brought down. Afu does have 12 stolen strength. And okay, they killed the Centaur. That's what this lane was supposed to be about.
And 2 games in a row, XM on his Razor. Once 1v1 in the shadow of his own T1, and they're turning around the gank for the first blood.
That's why you buy Fairy Fire.
Yes, it is.
That item's... It's actually been buffed a decent amount, right?
85 health now.
Just a little better.
Oh. Here's the Afu again. I mean, he's already low, so it's only going to take 1 hit.
2 hits.
Is it?
Damn.
It's a tier 2,
At
Kyle.
Kyle underscore is underscore.
Well, you know, someone says 1, I say
I baited you.
You
I'm
gotta,
sorry.
you know.
Oh, Landon's here, but I think he's been seen. Yeah, they know. Yeah. But I think XM has also revealed that he knows. Yeah, Landon's reading his movements. He's...
Ooh, Afu didn't bring Life Stealer's items. He's really sad. There was a Tango and a Magic Wand recipe.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I wasn't a salve or anything, but
still, Lifestealer's low.
Yeah.
And if this lane is supposed to be about beating Centaur, it's got to be about staying at relatively high health and being able to kill him when you get those decay stacks up.
I'll just have to send the courier top, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
Quappa is doing better mid, by the way. She's been last setting better. The first like 2 waves or so, she's been going about even. It's a little different than last game.
Like the build maxed out Shadow Strike, purely just going for lane dominance.
She did the same thing last game, skill build wise, but just like her last hitting denying the first. I mean, she's got 10 denies this game.
Yeah,
She's
looking
equal
more
CS.
comfortable on the hero for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was one of the things where the rotation may have given up first blood, but it did give Quappa.
I mean, Lanham's been just
little
like
space.
sitting back here the entire time. Oh, Inkswell, is this going to be a kill with the DD? He actually, I don't know, stopped. I think he could have killed him. What's like 2 more auto attacks to bring him down? But All right, he survives, salves up, he's going to be okay. Ursa, 25 CS, doing fine, but Mars also doing okay in the lane. Stomp up onto the lifestealer. He does have a rage, he's got an open wounds, but he just gets punched in the face with 10 retaliate stacks, and he's now dead. Afu looking like he might be the next one to fall, and this was the question. I feel like it might have been answered. CDEC, their dual lane is still too strong.
How do you beat this hero in lane, man?
Oh.
What if they
my
made
God.
Retaliate dispellable?
That would be a pretty...
Are there
cool-
enough? I guess there's Oracle. There aren't that many
Chen?
early dispels. Yeah.
I fear that might like remove the hero from like the game. I just think the spell itself is just kind of busted.
Mayb-
Numbers need to be toned down.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like the max stacks. Or
I'd
something,
rather
I don't know.
have it be like a number of attacks, have a shorter cooldown, and
Oh,
less
okay.
charges. Like,
Yeah.
you know, make it...
So you use it more frequently instead of just
Holding
popping
on to
it for
the one
for
big.
huge
Because
damage.
the problem is
Yeah.
that you charge it up, and then you don't need to use it, but just the threat of like, hey, I could have 150 extra
Yeah.
damage.
If I stun
means
you
can-
once here.
And
Yeah.
it gives the hero a ridiculous amount of burst, right? Because you stomp double edge and then bring that retaliate in.
Yeah. Or maybe just something like you activate it and it gives you, I don't know. You get what I'm saying. It's the problem is that there's very few mechanics nowadays that offer that same sort of threat built in to your kit. So it's like you don't have to cast spells. It's sort of like TA traps where if you know they're in the lane, you just can't go there.
Yeah.
Because she could use them to kill you, or she could just not.
Does anyone remember what was first picked in the first game? I know that this is a like.
Wasn't it Rubik?
Yeah, James Rubik.
Yeah.
In the very first game, was it?
Oh, nice stun.
I think so.
Don't think it'll help, though. Another nice stun. Don't tell me he's going to live.
No.
Okay. If he jukes one attack there, he might, but still really well played by James.
Setsu's looking for XM, but he's just chilling with his tranquil boots again. Oh, Flyby's dead at bottom. Getting run down by the Ursa. They saw everybody top.
Yep.
Knew that they could just go for that. And up top, Undying getting clipped. There's not that many retaliate stacks, but he hasn't even popped it just yet. 1, 2, 3. Still surviving. Got a 20 wand.
Oh. First pick in game 1 was AA.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just the... Oh, it was like...
Game 2 was Rubik.
Yeah, game 2 and 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just... I don't know. The Centaur seems so first pickable.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay.
Oh, the heal.
Okay, so
Monet, run. Afu, maybe not so lucky. Stunned.
Dude, James.
Caught.
man.
his stuns
James
are
is so on
amazing.
point
You know,
with the Light Striker.
Those are hard to hit on
Yeah, they
moving
really
targets.
are.
And it's like always on the edge as well. He's like casting it at max range and then using the AoE to get a little bit more range. Oh,
Nice.
Lanham. Thanks, well. Silence. Arena of
Oh,
Blood pops
well.
just to save him. They're both just going to try and TP out, and are they both going to make it?
Wow.
That
Yeah.
baits the Setsu rotation.
It's a really nice job double
Oh,
TPing
man.
there. That's the sort of heads-up play that wins you lands and, well, first qualifiers, but you know the teleport's coming out, you force the big ult, like you just, if they react a couple seconds slower, that's a double kill. And that's like almost game-losing at times.
I just didn't have any disables left. Well, I think what Flyby used the spear to try and disengage the fight, and then didn't have it to combo. Oh, there's CDC are so aware of Lanham's movements. Actually, oh wait, are they just gonna? Do they even see
Hello?
this? Oh, they don't see it.
Oh, all right.
All right, now they see
Now
it.
he does.
All right. There's always an explanation.
Man, it seems like Tranquils is just completely shutting down Queen of Pain in the mid lane. So he just sits here and he's getting 20 health per second.
Yeah, I really like that he went for the max passive build, too. I assume he did that last game as
He
well?
did. He went
Yeah.
1-1-4.
Yeah.
He was jungling a lot, if I recall.
Yeah,
He
that
r-
was the game before.
He really seems to know this matchup inside and out.
Yep.
Oh, going for Lanham. He does have a shackle. It's not going to get a chance to use it. Flyby also getting chased. And once again, top 3 net worth, all on the CDEC side. Monet, they're looking for this nicely timed stun. James does not have the Laguna Blade just
Yeah.
yet.
I'll be honest, my read on the game was somewhat predicated on winning top for RNG.
That
I
this was
cannot
supposed to be
believe-
the answer, yeah.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, we just haven't seen the lanes well enough for me to be
Oh,
that
Ursa died
confident
bottom.
in it.
Whoops. All right, got jumped. Sonic Wave.
Had you seen that lane in pubs, Kyle?
I have not, but it's just like if Undying Lifestealer can't be.
If that's not enough,
yeah, fair enough.
then what
beats
is?
this hero?
Fair enough.
Still has a tombstone, holding it. They need to be careful. There is a stampede. They're going to go for this kill and then maybe just stampede away. James, yep. Stampede getting popped. Going to get these bouncy runes, and 1-2-3 doesn't even back down. Just runs all the way around. Again, they're trying to play this pressure game on Razor, but he's always full HP with the Tranquil Boots.
Balanced horseman.
Yeah. What do you do? He's gonna have a Vanguard before too long. Quap's still desperate. Oh, all right.
Okay.
Oh man, that's insult to injury right there.
XM.
So you know how people
Leave
ask,
him alone.
It's interesting because we have Mars and Centaur in this game. So my question is, one, if you had the option and it was a thing, would you go live on Mars? And two, would you become a Centaur?
Get your ass to Mars.
Centaur, yes. Mars, no. Obviously, everyone knows that answer. Stupid question.
All right, very logical. Thank you, Kevin.
Wait, wraparound gank is the name of the game. 1, 2, 3.
DDs are good.
Yeah, stun, turnaround. They're looking for some damage. Zetsu, can they kill him off, actually? He doesn't have a blink.
Oh,
James gets the
How
turnaround.
is he so good? He's just like, oh, okay, this is fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Just kill him.
We can kill him, sure. And now XM's up here. How many times have we seen this rotation from the Razor? I don't think he can quite kill Afu, but Monet also forced to man down.
I mean, this guy's out of his mind.
He's trying to go to TI.
We're still pretty good. They still got, it was still an okay trade, but yeah, sucks to lose your Quap like that. And it looked like it should have just been like a 1 for nothing or a 2 for nothing. Oh, Life Stealer. Monet. I don't know if this is the build.
Wow.
We'll see. He might change his mind as things go on. We got some Mass Serpent Wards ready to rock and roll.
I will say that it's a shame that only one of these teams will end up at TI.
They're both playing really well.
I think against an Ursa, Radiance is actually really good on Lifestealer because Lifestealer or Ursa beats you in a 1v1 because he's going to hit you more. So if you have Radiance, at least then you can play the kite game against him.
Yep. Also nice because you want to be able to force MKB. Ursa doesn't really want to slot for it if he can help it.
Construct. Taggart. Alright, Sonic Wave dead. Zetsu, no messing around. Still going the same build as the previous game. We'll be heading towards the Yules. We've seen so many of the individual pieces of this game over the course of this best of 5, and this is the culmination of all of it. Got a tier 1 for tier 1 tower trade. Centaur not going to complete the full Hood or Vanguard, is actually just going for the faster Blink Dagger on 1, 2, 3. Wants to get a little bit more involved, perhaps.
I like the decision, especially in this kind of game. If you can find your initiation on the Quap or the Rasta, you're going to win fights for your team. You don't need to do anything.
TP in from the Centaur. Spots Lanham, slows him down. Tombstone's there. Lanham should just straight up be dead. Afu also probably getting caught. He's been slowed down further over. The Quap does have Blink. Setsu's out. But CDEC just completely flush him out of their jungle.
Look, using Blink to break Link is cool and all, but do you do anything else against Razor?
You are burst damage as well, which is supposed to be good against Razor, but XM just buys all. Look, he just buys all this little stuff and just fills his inventory.
The burst damage would be better if it was single target, not AoE. AoE's not so good.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we're also not giving XM enough credit.
Yeah,
you said it yourself.
all right.
He knows this matchup well. I have not seen another Razor go Tranquils on this patch in this matchup. Could just because I haven't seen it, but either way, like you don't expect this, and he's just saying like, look, I can't win this lane, I can't do anything, so he goes for the max efficiency build. To your point, early points in aura, so he can farm woods, buys tons of stats, like full inventory from 8 minutes on. This is how it's done.
Oh, James. All right, breaks the smoke. Jump forward, dagger, flyby, looking for a little bit more. They are TPing in their Ursa. They get the combo onto the Razor, still pretty tanky. Tombstone's down. Eve needs to deal with that first. He does do so. Mass Serpent Ward's getting dropped. That's 2 so far for RNG. They brought numbers. Eve's looking for something more. 1, 2, 3 does not have the Stampede to get them out of here. And RNG come in and take a 3 for nothing.
That That's the benefit of the draft, though. This is what the Mars gives you. If you can land the ult, drop wards,
yeah,
you have teamfight dominance. You're always going to get the area control.
That's the combo, but CDC did not appear to appreciate the commitment that RNG were going to bring to that fight.
Did you guys see how James almost just still
Yes.
solo
Yes.
killed Quap?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
if he hit that first stun,
Yep.
I just can't believe how he's able to do this.
And the thing is, it's getting to where you're like super surprised when he misses one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to talk shit. I was like, oh, he can miss his stun, dude.
And Centaur's got Blink now. After seeing that fight, I am a little bit afraid of the potential of just dropping the Tombstone plus the Undying Wards in the fight. I do think that CDEC are going to have to respect that for sure.
I was just thinking, like, what if Dota had achievements, like win a game without missing a stun? But then I realized that what would happen is that player would just never cast a stun.
Yeah.
Or they'd hit their first one and never cast it again.
Yeah.
Or they'd only play Vengeful Spirit or something.
That was always the argument against adding Steam achievements. Oh, no. Quap. All right. It looks like he's going to be okay. Land, I'm looking for the turnaround. Once again, they've got the arena. It's a low cooldown, and it's got the lockdown.
Yeah.
They killed the Centaur. No escape for him.
This is where it gets scary. You had a nice lead to CDEC, but their downfall is going to be the lack of team fight and the lack of tower pressure. See that mid tower? How much HP does that still have? Almost all. Your map's getting opened up. Rasta has wards in 10 seconds and a Blink Mars. This is scary.
Does the late game look okay for RNG as well, you think?
Oh, yeah. I think Lifestealer is still super good in this game.
Offensive Yules. Stun up the Grimstroke. Bring him down.
All these Blinks combo so much better.
All of them.
Wow.
Nice. That's the no-tail.
That's worth. That's
Yeah.
100% worth. Man, RNG have blown this open.
Yeah. Having like Blink Daggers to combo with the Quap makes everything so much better. And he's reading James a lot better. He blinked in aggressively, he just keeps running. He doesn't stop to start right-clicking like he normally would. So he's been dodging spells.
But blown it open, it is only 1K, dude.
Well,
but it doesn't get any easier for CDEC.
Yeah, they've killed Centaur like 3 times now. Centaurs haven't been dying previous games. And they're also sitting back on an Ursa who's rushing a BKB. But on the other side, Lifestealer's got Radiance coming.
And there's
eventually.
really nothing Ursa can do to
Queen of Pain.
Yeah, even with the BKB, Lifestealer is going to jump inside of somebody. Mars has Blink, Quap has Blink. And the real big downside is when you're playing, needing a BKB to engage, you could just get hexed first. Stunned by Mars first, initiated on, and then all of a sudden that BKB is going to be forced out of you defensively. However, yes, Razor, Ursa will hit similar timings. It's time to go.
You're going to have double BKB timing. I think that these next couple of fights are going to tell.
Yep. This is it.
Ursa's like 3-item timing is also scary with like Blink Basher. That's a little bit worrisome, but yeah. Okay, CDC two BKBs and a Blink Dagger. See how they
for
can
the
use
Centaur.
this.
He's just living currying it out to him.
Yeah, Ursa's running it
There's
after. But RNG still want to take this fight. They jump in. BKB popped immediately by XM. 1, 2, 3 just waiting in the middle. They should be able to deal with the Tombstone. Not the best positioning from Afu. He does manage to heal it up. The BKB getting kited now. Do they choose to re-engage? Blink Stomp onto the Undying. Setsu, what can he actually do here? They only lose the Undying in the end, but CDC move forward onto the Tier 1 tower, and they will finish this one off.
Yeah, they're not interested in pressing this with Razor's BKB down.
Flyby kind of super choked his spear in that fight. Got the ulti down, but might have even been better to like, maybe it's not worth, but Blink stun first and then drop the ult. I'm not sure.
Like Blink stun him back to the tower.
Yeah,
and
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, and CDC, they feel like they still have another timing. They see the Lifestealer farming here at mid. Do they actually want him? All right, just gonna scoot past. Razor pops out. Oh, okay. All right, this is something else that they can do with their lineup.
It's very hard to read.
RNG not even not thinking about it potentially. It's not every day that you play against Ursa necessarily, so this is just done. Nice and easy.
Nice call. They needed to make that happen.
Game's still tense. This is probably the closest we've been at 19 minutes this entire series.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, go back to those
12-12. Pretty much less than 1,000 net worth, less than 1,000 experience.
That's what you ask for in a game 5.
Yep. Oh, Lanham. All right. Long duration. They're popping everything. Spear him back. Razor's still fairly tanky. Can he get this BKB off? He's got a fairly big stick as well. Pops the stick, pops the BKB, pop the Stampede.
Okay.
But down he goes. Eve now looking for his target. He finds Afu. That he's already taken out one.
Oh, nice.
But
Yules.
nice Yules. Unfortunately, he does still get brought down. And Eve, quick tombstone for him. A little bit of bonus. Nice.
I don't think Lanham needed either. He didn't micro his wards at all. They were hitting the creeps, not the Razor, for like 3 volleys at least.
He was getting run at by the Ursa, right?
Wait, what level is Lanham? Okay, never mind.
10. I mean, he got a BKB on Razor out of it, I guess.
Yeah,
Which
it's
isn't
really
terrible. But
it's really annoying sometimes. I thought he'd maybe just hit 12 because you have to rebind your wards. At least I was. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I use 3 for my wards, and I'd have to.
Yeah, when the level's up, you have to.
Do you really?
Why
don't you shift Q?
If you, if you do the shift control group, then you can get all of them. But the different levels of wards are counted as different units.
Yeah.
Ursa, all of a sudden, over that last couple of fights, he is now far and away #1 on net worth. He's actually going to have Basher very soon. It was not long ago that we were looking at him just picking up his BKB in the fountain, and Eve has just gotten a bunch of kills since then. So I'm very scared of this Ursa at this point. We'll see. They kite him better as the game goes on, but for now, with high duration BKB, what can they do? So, all right, they smoke up. I don't believe that this was scouted. We got a BKB on the Queen of Pain as well. This is not going to guaranteed keep you alive against the Ursa, but it's going to give you a slightly better chance against the other disables. Mars also going for his BKB. Lifestealer. The Radiance is online, and he is now going for a Manta. He's not going to get stumped. Does dodge out of the way, but they've got the Soulbind on him. Can't really run back to his team. Tombstone's on the high ground. He infests inside of Afu. Eve just wants the damage. Monet going to keep on running. And just a quick blink up onto the high ground for Setsu. Ursa going to start getting kited. They can't afford to waste too many spells on this Aegis. James just clicking into Lanham. He is trapped inside here in the arena, but now they've got the link onto the Lifestealer. He can't afford to fight. Zetsu pops his cooldowns just to get the Centaur in the back lines.
What was that spear? He tosses him back, but there's like walls all over the place. Spam him to a wall, dude. Could have broken Aegis. No, it's not touched. He just like threw the spear and he just ditched.
Yeah.
So I'm out of here. I don't want any credit.
Flyby, I don't think you have enough damage to do this by yourself. Is he gonna try?
He's got to make up for it.
All right.
Nah.
Well, that's pretty much all he had.
BM Spear TP.
Yeah. Just
all right.
You do it. Maybe somebody on CDEC TPs, but they're not really that afraid. Well. All right. So Lifestealer still hard for him to commit in these fights, but he was forced to pop Rage immediately, so that was not ideal for him. Still very super neck and neck. Undying, I suppose, is going to start falling off a little bit relative to the other 3 supports in this game.
I think he's already begun.
Yeah. Still placing some nice tombstones, but that's pretty much all he's going to be for the rest of this game.
It's just it's tough when they have 2 of the best tomb killers in the game, in Lina and Ursa.
And Lena's got a Yules as well.
James
finds the farm. For sure. And the Yule's going to be super useful against Lanham. Just another way to interrupt if he's trying to lock somebody down. And CDEC do come down to bottom. Fairly tanky Centaur. Lifestealer does have a TP ready. Arena of Blood's off cooldown. They do have a Haster now on their Mars, who is also picking up his BKB in a second. They're TPing in on the Lifestealer. Looks like they do want this tier 1 fight. The Atos is up on the Razor, so lots of different things that could potentially force the Queen of Pain BKB. Aegis is only up for another few seconds. This is actually a decent time for RNG to fight. He needs to be careful. I think they might have this time down, but the bash comes in, and Setsu almost loses his life immediately. The Aegis has been reclaimed. They're focusing on Lanham in the back lines. Setsu's gone. Do catch James inside the Mass Serpent Ward Trap. Razor, he's pinned inside of the arena, but not doing any damage on the walls.
Wait, are they just out after 2 buybacks?
What?
Are they just out?
They're trying to catch more. He's got the spear back off cooldown.
Oh my god, that's crippling.
They lost nothing. CDEC, 3 for nothing with 2 buybacks. That is a 2K gold swing.
They almost killed Lena. The Serpent Wards were like attacking her. She barely survived. And at the start of the fight was kind of good because Mars jumped in and the static link got him a bit, but he had a haste rune to get away. But that was it. Everyone else died.
How did that happen? How did Quap die with a BKB?
Got bashed.
Got bashed. I think it might even gotten bashed twice. Although the damage was probably enough to just kill her after she comes out.
Power stack's already up. What do they see? Coming forward, smoke gets broken. James knows that something's going on. Yeah, they know exactly where the heroes were hiding, but nobody wants to jump in there completely blind. So, they're coming back in. Just try for these fog stuns. It's so the cast range is so crazy. It's like a whole screen worth of Lena stun. Yeah, once again, 1, 2, 3 are going to be going for the Lotus. Quap this time around is going to be going for an Aghanim Scepter RNG. They're making a play. Blink's coming back off cooldown. He breaks the smoke and he blinks away. They're still chasing though. Got to be careful. All right, they do pin him to the wall. This is a decent catch. Stampede runs through the middle, kiting them around a little bit. They finally bring him down, but they've already used the rage. Can they actually fight this? Ursa's just charging forward. He's also being ink swelled. Silence on the Lifestealer, and 1, 2, 3, 5 straight back into the game. Have you seen better buybacks? Because RNG certainly have not. Setsu, BKB, blink away, Tombstone on the high ground, but that's just bonus gold for CDEC.
Oh,
how's he die so fast? I mean, he's got, what, Yasha, phase boots. He's got decent armor, but once they get on top of him, he just gets shredded.
That's an angry bear.
I don't know how Lifesteal plays against Ursa and Razor. It's just not possible.
Oh, is that what it was? It was the Razor ulti, probably lowering his armor, I guess?
Yeah, Razor did a lot of damage, actually. Well, Lifesteal dead for a bit. Jump in. Stun from Flyby. What are they actually looking for here? Flyby, what are you doing? Hello?
They're crumbling, guys.
Your Lifestealer is dead.
They really are.
What? What?
Flyby, hold it together,
What?
dude.
I'm not sure what the plan was there.
I'll flame him less, it'll help. Good try, buddy.
CDEC.
Purge the hero we need.
We talked a lot about maturity and experience and how that can help you a lot in a qualifier, but for a group of newer guys and a bunch of what really were just B-team throwaways that banded together to put the stack. They're looking great. They look composed.
Showing incredible fortitude in this series.
Especially after losing.
After those games 2 and 3.
Dead in the water.
They look lost. I mean, you trot the same draft out there 2 games in a row and just get shellacked.
After this, I feel like I just want to say it was the draft that was the problem, right? I don't think there was anything really.
No, these last couple of fights. Yeah, Lifestealer's game feels.
No, I mean
really
those
hard.
2 games that they lost. Not this one.
Yeah.
Like those 2 games after seeing CDEC bounce back like this.
100%.
It's just like they.
I think we said that at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not over yet, though.
It is not. Not by any means.
And Lifestealer at a certain point, they still offer a great team fight. What's Lifestealer's itemization looking like?
It's going Manta.
He's been
Manta.
He's been stalled on this Manta forever.
He's got the money now, but
problem.
he's trying to buy back as well.
Yeah.
He's 700 for it.
All right, dive scan.
I mean, so what's your big timing if you're RNG? Like Manta on Lifestealer doesn't feel.
Radiant scan. They know that heroes are here.
He's gonna go AC afterwards.
They're taking this quickly. All right, Courier to scout. They see it. Lanham, can he make a play to get in here? He's going to put down the Mass Serpent, which fly by, pushes them outside of the pit. They've got the damage, but Eve already has the Aegis and the cheese. They are trying to kill off the Centaur, but he gets pushed back into the pit. Survives a little bit longer. Lanham gets brought down. They deal with the Tombstone next. Flyby actually found the cheese. Manages to pop that, but Setsu gets stunned. Can they actually finish him off? Silenced. Eve, is he going to look for the bash, or is he just disengaging? Looks like they are just going to leave James. Monet double kill.
Flyby's like It looks like he hasn't played Wind Ranger before, and he's trying to shackle shot people. It's kind of is what this reminds me of, because he's throwing the spears and he's hitting people, but he's not hitting his walls.
Yeah.
He's not hitting his trees. He's just like throwing them, man.
Yeah, it doesn't look totally comfortable.
It's affecting their fights. Like that, even that Lena there, like she gets a couple more spells off. It didn't matter in that moment because the fight was over, but those are like that. You can't make those mistakes and try to go to TI.
That's a good point.
Despite all that, they do come out ahead in the fight.
Yeah, but Ursa's still got
Ursa still
Aegis,
did
and
get
he's about
Aegis.
to have Abyssal Blade. They don't have any answers to this Abyssal Blade
No,
at
they do
all.
not.
Like, literally zero.
That directly threatens the 2 big farming cores.
They got 3 bounties at least. Another issue is
They
Lanham.
got 4.
Lanham's always getting caught with Grimstroke ulti too. He can't defend himself. He's 1-8 and 8.
Now you see him, now you don't.
I wasn't a believer at Ursa at first, but now that you've had a Midas for a while.
Yeah.
And 6-1 and 6. This is a pretty decent performance.
Got the Fury Swipes talent.
I mean, I'm still not a believer in Ursa, but I am definitely a believer in Ursa against Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Battle Fury next item.
Okay.
What?
For who?
For Ursa.
All right.
That's curious.
I'm
That's
not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Huh. What, all right, they're just the hit squad. Just keep overpower up. Anyone that you see, you blink Abyssal Blade, and they die. It's no one on RNG can show on map. We got 2 people sitting inside the base. Mars sitting inside the trees. Setsu's trying to push out bottom a little bit, but he doesn't see anything. They are drawing on the map. They think that they're playing over in their jungle, and they would be right. They're about to spot the Centaur. But Setsu, even seeing the Centaur, he's still hesitant. He doesn't know where anybody else is.
Yeah, for all that, the net worth lead is really not that big.
I mean, it's been hardly anything this entire game, but I think Lifestealer's net worth is not keeping him alive. He's just going to get deleted by Ursa, so long as Ursa sees him.
Well, yeah, he's just gone this super greedy build.
Is he actually going to buy B Fury?
I'm very confused why. It's just to, like push lanes faster, I guess.
I don't know.
Because he doesn't push very quickly on creep waves. He can jungle fine, but it's definitely bizarre.
He wants his Moonshard consumed Ags faster.
Okay, switched up to MKB.
All right.
All right.
All right. There you
That
go.
I'm down with.
That seems a little bit more sensible. All right. CDC smoke. What do they see? They know that they're on this hill, but can they actually approach? Do you want to sing the song, Kyle?
Which one?
Don't go up the high ground with no vision.
Dum, bum,
Don't
bum,
go up the high ground with no
vision.
vision.
You need a ward and bring your sword in.
Oh, Flyby, he's faced the right way, but Eve finds his back, and James, well, he's got the zap. Flyby, why are you here? What you doing here, bud?
The second or third questionable death out of position. For the
Yeah.
offlaner from RNG.
That's a rough game.
Still anybody's match though. The Lifestealer is starting to spike up in net worth.
Yep.
Can
He's
have-
got AC now,
Yep.
so buying up for that. Going to be going for Abyssal Blade of his own next. They've only got another 45 seconds on the Aegis. CDEC wanting to put some pressure onto the high ground. Ursa did not have overpower up, not willing to jump for anything there. I think they actually, I thought they wanted building damage. They really just want Lanham. Force staff away, but down he goes. All right, nothing to save him.
He can buy back.
Centaur, yeah, buying
They're
back
so
on
deep.
Lanham. Tombstone's being dropped. They get the Yules under the Ursa. He doesn't have BKB anymore. Can they stall out this Aegis Glimmer Cape? Trying to keep him alive. It's only another 14 seconds. Eve might be better to just turn and fight the double Laguna Blade. Lifestealer almost dead. He mantas. Now they've got the wards down, keeping the Ursa pinned. He does finally go down. That pops the Aegis, but XM also taking a ton of damage. Lanham finds the double, and
God, it's a
CDEC, maybe they're the ones throwing this game back the other way. They are going to lose all 5.
The heck?
And Lanham gives him the tip.
Oh my.
I mean, the dive was stupidly far right. He blinks, he doesn't get the Abyssal, his BKB's going, and they use Stampede to get a little deeper. And then by the time they do get the kill, they're by the tier 4s. So it's just a super easy Centaur kill.
All right.
And then it's just a chase from there, I guess.
Okay, this is the damage that they do through backdoor. They've got a Deso and they've got an AC.
Ursa's
man.
has no buyback.
Man, I felt bad for RNG,
no.
but now I'm just feeling so bad for CDEC.
Is this game just over?
Oh, they can only go tier
Holy
4s. There's tier 2s in both of the other lanes, so they can't end it.
We talk
but
a lot about high tier Dota and the big differences. When you jump up a tier, it's not as if people magically get better. It's about how they punish. One mistake, you've lost a Rex. You make another, you're losing the game.
Oh, easily. I think they could have done some pretty serious tier 4 damage there.
I don't know. That might have just. And now the Lifestealer is going to be pretty darn farmed. He's got the evasion talent now, as well, which is probably part of the survivability in that last fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't die. It was really close.
And the other big change in the Dota economy over the last year or so is that there's a ton of gold not tied up in barracks. You see the net worth swing in the favor now of RNG.
Yeah,
that was much more the barracks than it was that fight.
This is the biggest gap we've had. Kind of the. Well, I mean, we were up here before, but it's becoming a little bit more topsy-turvy as we swing back and forth. Flyby, do you like the Halberd as the choice here for him? It seems okay.
I like it. I like it against Ursa.
Yeah.
It's really good against Ursa, really good against Razor.
They don't have a Vlad's yet, but yeah, I don't know if that's that important. When's Roche? All right, a potential respawn in 55 seconds. CDEC probably looking for that just because they want to rally around that a little bit more. That was if you're CDEC, you gotta be. That's gotta shake you a bit, right? You're like we're winning, and all of a sudden, now you're down a lane of racks.
Yeah, still it was a pretty obvious mistake that
I can see why they went for it.
Happened.
I can see why they went for it because their building damage sucks so bad, but like seriously. Oh, James, all right, once again in a position to break this smoke, but Flyby does have the Lifestealer waiting inside of him. Do they actually see him? They've got the vision up on the high ground. They see the Ursa. Can they actually get him? They are going to jump in. They bring down 1 damage on the ground. Everyone is trapped. Ursa gets pushed out. He will actually be able to escape. It's just the 2 supports so far. Can they get a little bit more? XM trying to get out of here. He doesn't have the BKB. The Yules is ready. XM just forced to stand here and fight. RNG swarm him and kill him off. It's too much damage now as RNG are the ones getting the initiation.
Oh, CDEC crumbling.
And bottom lane's pushing in. They're going to come down here. It's a double catapult.
They're the perfect initiation. The spear in the Ursa at the back of the Mars ulti was exactly what they needed because that's the biggest damage dealer by far.
All right, Flyby was just sandbagging.
He's just false sense of security.
From 0 to hero, just like that. And with that, all right, another quick tier 2. Razor, I mean, he does have a buyback. There's a line being drawn from Afu. Looks like, okay, he wants his team to just secure all the outer towers, secure the Roshan for themselves. There is a refresher shard. Right there, and CDEC. What do they do now? I guess they have to take this Roshan fight. RNG, no mass Serpent Wards, but the same way they have good objective taking, they should be able to do something here. I guess CDEC might be out of smokes. Trying to send their courier to scout this out.
Oh, wait till double damage outside the pit. Oh, get the...
All right, Setsu jumps in. Shiva's looking for the Grimstroke. Can't get a good ultimate off just yet. And Centaur getting chunked by the Lifestealer. 1, 2, 3. Not looking very tanky. There's the spear from Flyby. They finish him off. He's dead for 54. And now they've got the Yules up on the Ursa. He's forced to pop the BKB, but can he actually kill anybody off? You want Setsu. Won't do it. XM also being controlled. James finds his opening in the fight, but Ursa about to be brought down. He's got the buyback, but no easy way to re-enter.
He's got the tier 2.
Yeah, all right.
They could fight this.
Yeah, they're coming back in. Monet needing to be careful. Rage back off cooldown in 1 second's time. Hiding backwards. DD about to wear out, and RNG will just retreat back to their shrine.
Shrine and back into Roche. Roche is still at half HP, so this is actually pretty easy for them to re-engage. Centaur dead for 20. Might not be enough time. Maybe they want to get a kill first.
Stroke. Scout. RNG once again.
They're missing BKBs and stuff too. This is pretty scary.
Yeah. All right. Razor's got a
refresher. Razor.
Razor's got a refresher.
He's got to be all in after that.
Yeah, I don't think he has buyback. Nope. All right. Well, RNG. They claim it. They've got the Aegis, they've got the Cheese, they've got the Refresher. Flyby's looking for a little bit more, doesn't want to use the BKB. Might regret that decision. Queen of Pain jumps into a stun. Will be able to get the Yules off. He's got the blink in a second. Setsu just able to escape, but he's still on the high ground. The supports are going to auto-attack him to death, and RNG just retreat out the other side.
But he drew the whole team off, and that's the big Refresher reveal.
Yeah. I can't believe he's got one of those already. Actually, is it 39 minutes already?
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a game. 28-28.
it's still, well, the kills are still so close, but look at this.
Wow.
That was,
well, that's what happened when you get racks and buybacks.
Yeah, look, you killed Lanham.
Yeah.
Refresher past
All bad
Mars to Flyby, so you can do double God's Rebuke or Arena Blood.
Okay.
I like it.
Be fun. What's he queuing up?
Eggs. He's going for the. He's going for the damage build probably.
I suppose
Get
because
the
you
rebuke crit.
can do God's Rebuke every 1.4 seconds.
1.4 seconds. Yeah, it's quite a lot of damage.
Especially against like Lina, Grimstroke, those heroes. So it'll be really good.
Well, so you see they're thinking about doing something here. They're heading up. Opposing Shrine area. This is on cooldown for quite some time.
It's the right play, even if it doesn't pay off. When you're behind, you got to try to get aggressive. Can't wait on your own side of the map.
And RNG, they're just waiting. They just want their Queen of Pain to respawn. No one's leaving the base. They're sending Lifestealer illusions. They're letting the creeps do their biz. They are patient. And Lifestealer now. All right, picking it. Is that the full Abyssal Blade? Yeah, full Abyssal Blade for the Lifestealer. Giving himself a few more tools. He is level 25. Picked up the +2 seconds rage duration, so certainly nice to have.
And this feels like the first point in this game where Lifestealer's really been a legit threat to jump on people.
Yeah, pop out of the Mars and just kill somebody.
Or the Queen.
Yep. Quap trying to tank up. Has gone for the Shivas. Going to be going for Lincoln's next. Probably sick of that Abyssal Blade.
She's waiting on her talent. Actually, she still hasn't skilled it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All
she
right,
went
there you
to
go.
fear.
That's a big, that's a game changer for sure. These BKBs are wearing down. The Ursa's starting to hit a wall where he's not killing people like straight away in the BKB duration. And after that, he's just going to get kited by Shiva's Scream, Spear. All the stuns from RNG are getting better and better as the game goes on. They even give the refresh shard over to Lanham.
Of course.
He goes for the Snake's HP.
Yeah, they just want to, if they win a fight, refresher on
They
Shadow
might
Shaman,
just
end the
try.
game.
Yeah, they might just go straight for end.
They certainly have that luxury. They can win the fight.
Yeah, well, they're putting the Undying in the front. They're establishing their vision, checking the corners. Okay, we do have an MKB now on the Ursa. That's a little bit of a damage improvement. Lanham willing to commit the double snakes just to take this lane of racks potentially. It's going to take XM a while to get through this.
It's the worst feeling when you realize it takes 3. I really like them committing shard for this. Super worth.
Just chip out the racks. CDC can't fight this at all.
This is the second racks.
Yeah, this is 2
Right,
lanes.
well, there you go. There's the disciplined play.
And that's not a lineup that is going to deal with that well.
Up back against the rope, CDC. Do you have anything left in the tank? It's been a wonderful run, but man, of all the ways to go out, diving tier 4s, reminiscent of was it EGOG game 2, game 3 of the winner bracket last year at TI? The toss in to the tier 4s.
Was it complexity? Name any number of games.
Any year.
Pick a week, any week.
Day ending in Y.
Yeah. So
we had our difficulties with high ground. Anyway,
a lot of teams.
So did Anakin. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
That's right. At least we still have our legs.
Is he stuck in the? Is he just stuck in the stun animation?
Yeah, I saw that one.
All right. Hello.
It's probably the Queen of Pain Fear, actually.
Oh, that's
If I had to
funny.
guess. Some bug with that.
All right. CDC, they smoke up. They're heading out. How long is the Aegis up? It's
tough.
only going to be up for another 10 seconds. They're trying to get this timing perfectly. They jump
Got
in. They
off
go for the Undying first. Lifestealer alive for a couple
Alright.
more seconds. Aegis 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be out of his inventory. And RNG back up. But, I mean, one more Roshan probably secures the game, right? So
yeah, you gotta think.
Just, I guess, just chill out. No need to rush. Quap's going Hex. Razor's going Hex. Lena hoping for the Shadow Blade. How does the fight have to go for CDEC now to win it, you think? Do they absolutely need the double Laguna? Is that the
would
key
help a lot.
ingredient? Or double Abyssal?
Yeah, I think they need some Grimstroke combo, and most important, they got to start the fight with Ursa on top of one of the cores.
All right, more bounties. Stabilizing around a 13k net worth lead.
If it's like both of the supports, like I guess you don't really want it to be Undying, but if it's like Shadow Shaman +1 linked together and they get burst comboed, I think that's the best solution, because Shaman disables and then deal with the tomb, and then the cores afterwards will come after when their BKBs are gone. But as long as Landon doesn't get out of position, I don't think they'll get linked too much more.
Oh, jump in. Hex. All right, stun's coming through. Razor not looking very tanky. Sonic Wave's not going to connect on him. They've got the Glimmer Cape getting him a little bit further away. RNG, they have popped a bunch of spells. They're not going to get it. All they needed was the... So they didn't spear him back. He just ended up... He was in the middle of everything. It was probably better, to be honest. Lifestealer was hitting him, but...
Maybe Lanham... Did Lanham cancel his shackles or something? Not sure.
Yeah, not sure.
Because he got BKB active, but he was already shackled, so
yeah,
it was like he got stunned or something. Not terrible though. Stampede on cooldown for another 52, so they still haven't taken the top tier 2.
Yep. This is tense. It's the thing that sucks for CDEC is that they had a lead, but they didn't manage to take a tier 3. So the shrines are still up for Roshan control for RNG.
We're all gonna try to take control. This last time they were here, the Ursa or the Undying died, just like
that.
that.
All right, he looked for a stomp, couldn't find it. Pinned to the tree, not taking the damage from the arena, but the Lifestealers got more than enough damage there. Ursa is jumping in on top of Landham. They also expend the Laguna Blade on him, but he gets the Ghost Scepter off, and he just keeps on walking. XM, he has used BKB number 1. BKB number 2 still waiting. Monet hiding inside of the Undying. Going to turn around and actually decides to fight here with this Mars, who pops the cheese early. Both of these cores low. Eve getting bashed. XM doing damage as well. He'll be brought down. He's got a buyback, and the Ursa just getting kited by the high ground tombstone. Yeah. Afu making the plays. 1, 2, 3. Force snaps himself a little bit further back, but they're still chasing. Fear from the Quap. Monet wants to go deeper, but triple buyback comes out, and RNG will once again play it safe, back out, sip on a little clarity potion, and reset around the Roshan pit, which is going to be another 2.5 minutes away.
So much gold now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the
5 buybacks.
5?
8 out of 10.
Wow. If that isn't the tail of this qualifier, I don't know what is.
It's going to be the tail of Dota again.
Man, all the blinking BKB course on Royals makes it so hard for Grimstroke to play. Because when they jump in, even if he links him, it doesn't matter. They just pop BKBs, and then the duration's basically gone.
RNG are looking for their opportunity. Any kill, and that Pure will be dead.
Oh, the Nullifier is actually disgusting.
Yeah, the Nullifier
That's the thing. It took so long, but for the first time when he gets Abyssal, and now certainly with Nullifier, Lifestealer feels like he is a threat to the CDEC cores.
And the 2 buybacks that they have are important buybacks.
Yep.
Well, CDC, they're holding the high ground. All right, Monet pops the Rage. They do have Vision up here.
Good
Fear,
read, but
Stampede trying to escape. Ursa pops the BKB, but he's not able to fight, and he's already lost half of his life. James is dead for 110, and RNG sense their TI opportunity now. They're looking for the Ursa. He's going to try for the TP, just hoping, but he gets feared. He gets nullified. He's going to be killed off. 3 already dead. XM, his Razor, has looked strong, but not strong enough. And RNG have done it.
What an effort.
They are going to qualify here.
Missing out on a DPC direct invite by inches. They only had one more series to win at Epicenter to set themselves up for it. But they come through in the end, and man, oh man,
you can feel the pain.
So many good teams in this region.
XM writes GG, and he's the only one to disconnect. I can only imagine everybody else is just.
Yeah,
man.
I know
I'm
that.
not even.
Just heads down.
God, it hurts. I'm hyped for RNG. Like that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, RNG.
It's a super
what
good
a
team.
series. That was a super cool series of Dota, and
Man.
I love that we have a turnaround in the last one. Right, 4 games of outdraft. It's cool, good execution. Last game, neck and neck all the way, and just kind of all came down to one moment, and RNG seized it.
Dive into your force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They felt completely fine in that game, actually. But until they dove the tier 4s just to get, what, a Shadow Shaman?
Yep.
But that's the game right now. You just can't make those mistakes at this level, unfortunately. Boy.
I wanted to say everybody gets like maybe the 1, but you don't even get that anymore.
No.
Especially when you draft the lineup that's
people are too good.
Team fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
didn't have the building.